Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. My name is Spartan Elite 43, and welcome back to the Rising Sun Imperial Japanese Navy Legendary Difficulty campaign. I know it's been a little bit, and I appreciate your guys' patience. I do apologize. I did get sick, and I was sick for a little while there. And then when I did finally get over being sick, then it was the holidays. So I apologize. It's been a while since we did a stream, but we back. And so you know the deal. If you guys have never been here for a live stream before, it's going to be a little bit. So you might as well go grab you something to drink. Maybe get yourself a snack. Buckle in. It's going to be a heck of a ride. Now, since it has been a while, let's just go over the current world events. We are currently at war with Russia and Germany. Germany and I are at war over this Chinese territory here. So we are currently getting fought. The Germans are coming out of northeast China to try to take central China. We are coming out of eastern China trying to take northeast China. We also have a naval invasion that we are heading up to, hopefully, in theory. That is our goal. But we did manage to thwart the enemy's attack out of Kiachu. I apologize to all the Chinese out there. We managed to thwart the Germans' attack, as you guys recall. They were actually attacking from this little port city here into Weihua last episode. But we managed to get blah. I can't speak. I apologize. We managed to capture it with a naval invasion at the end of the last episode. So, it is now ours. We had like a 30% chance to capture too, so we got very lucky on this one. But everything worked out and we are doing just fine. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on, right? The Germans are in the neighborhood, so we got to watch out for that. They're going to be trying to take out our transports. But if we look at the actual politics, the situation, the Germans have a current fleet of just 24 ships. 1 battleship, 1 battle cruiser, 7 heavy cruisers, 7 light cruisers, 6 destroyers, and 2 subs. Meanwhile, the Japanese, us, has an active fleet of 132 ships, but that's a little bit overinflated because the majority of our fleet is actually submersibles. Not very good ones at that. It's very early tech subs, so they're not particularly amazing. Holy mother of God, that just scared the shit out of me. I apologize. I'm going to have to turn that down. Lord have mercy, that was loud as hell. Thank you guys for joining me. I just got the new headset, and every time I come over to PC from my Xbox, I got to turn everything down. But welcome to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. We are back, everybody. So I hope you're ready. Now we do have a situation right here with a lot of stuff being repaired from recent battles with the Germans. So we want to check out our fleet and what we're currently working on. Just as a reminder, we are not currently actively trying to prioritize anything. This entire campaign, we have left to the AI's discretion on what they should research, okay? So everything that we've got researched and are researching is at the pace of the AI and as much money as we can throw at it, right? We are not using our priorities at all for any of this playthrough. Let's go to the fleets. We will sort by the battleships, and there we go. So we are currently building a couple of, well, we're building at least one super battleship, and that is the Hirogoroshi. I apologize. But it is a super weapon that will be coming out in approximately 33 months, so a little less than 3 years. We have a lot of ships that are repairing, so not ideal there. But we will go ahead and suspend this project for the moment. That'll allow these guys to repair just a hair quicker. It's not much, but it is just a hair quicker. That gets us under our shipbuilding capacity and allows them to repair just a little bit quicker. Jessica, thank you for re-upping your membership for 8 months. Appreciate you. As always, good to see you in chat. I will get caught up on chat just in a moment. I just wanted to go over everything. But yeah, we have several of our ships that are mothballed that should be set to in being. So let's go ahead and do that. These guys should be in being since they are mothballed. And that should save us some money as well. Remember, we tried to take one of our battleships from each class of battleships throughout history to save as a quote-unquote museum ship so that we can always go back and look at our progression of our battleships from start to finish towards the end of the campaign. It'll be a heck of a journey once we get there. But right now we are currently in January of 1928, so we are a little over halfway through the campaign. The campaign ends in 1960, I believe now. So we still have about 32 years to go. But let's see who we got in chat. Welcome, 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 everybody. We got Jacoby Miller, Daniel Doherty. We got Top G. We got Jaden, Zachary Glenn, Jessica. I Don't Drink Water. Don Brearley. That's an interesting last name, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Guten Tag. Who else we got? We have iLegend 13K. Ender, I think I already called you out. Welcome. Dart 68. Now that sounds promising. We got a Mopar lover in the chat potentially. That sounds real promising. Let's see what we got. Anybody else? Zachary Colley's also in the chat. Paramedic, good to see you. I think I got everybody in chat. Let's get this party started. No more dilly-dallying around. Let's take it to the Germans. So, again, just to rehash what's going on, we are currently trying to take Mongolia from Xinjiang. So, hopefully we can take that. That'll be huge for us. It looks like we're almost complete with that. So, looking forward to getting that territory finally back after the Russians... I could have swore the Russians had this territory. Didn't they? Did these guys... These guys revolted! Ah! That's what happened. I was going to say, I could have swore the Russians had this territory, but no, these guys actually revolted. Okay. They're controlled by Mongolia themselves. Okay, well, in that case, good luck, Mongolia. You're not going to be a self-owned province for much longer. We're on our way. As for the rest of China, we will come for you. It's just, we will free you from these Western aggressors. Don't worry. We will unite the East under one banner. Ours. That is our goal. So, yeah. Anyway, with that dark history. Now, this is going to fail. Remember, we had this going on. This is going to fail. That's obvious. So we're not even trying to take that currently. We're going to go back for that eventually, but we wanted to deal with this problem up here first. And hopefully, once we take this northeast China, which we should be able to take relatively quickly here in the north, and it's only going to take 33,000 tons, and it's going to be a pretty short duration invasion. So we should be able to take that relatively easily. Hopefully, once we get this, then our government will initiate a land battle on northern China. Otherwise, we will absolutely obliterate everything German until we can get enough war score to potentially steal northern China from the Germans. In which case, it's a win-win for us. Either way, we complete our goal. So that's our goal for the Germans. As for the Russians, if you guys remember correctly, we did have some stuff going on over here against the Russians. In the last episode, we took a lot of this territory off of the Russians, including central Russia up here at Kronstadt with a naval invasion. I believe we have people that, yeah, our fleet that's in the this is the Baltic. Our fleet in the Baltic Sea right now is currently repairing at the Kronstadt after several attacks that we had to fend off the Russians in the previous engagement while we were trying to take their central Russian province. So right now we control most of the world's oil. I think that's safe to say. Like there's a lot of oil on the map. There's a lot of oil in the world. But given where we control, like we control all of central Russia, we control southern Russia, we control Kazakhstan, we control Kyrgyzstan, like we control like eastern China, southern China. All of these places have oil, right? Like we have oil down here in Malaya and over here in Borneo and Sarawak. Like we have oil everywhere. The Philippines, we still we have been busy. Also, we managed to grab all of Western Australia, well, all of Australia and Tasmania in the previous episode as well. So we have done quite well at trying to push our objective forward, which is to unite all of Asia under one banner, ours. So, with that being said, we are just going to go ahead and go forward. There's nothing for us to do here. Push it forward. Let's go. Jay, how's it going? And you do own a 1968 Dart GT. Very, very nice. My first car ever, if you don't know, my first car ever was a 1976 Plymouth Duster. It was a 225/6 with a single barrel carburetor. I believe it had 80 horsepower when it was released from the factory in 1976. By the time I got it was in high school, probably 2002 or 2003 when I first started driving it. So it probably didn't quite have 80 horsepower, but by God, it didn't stop me from treating it like it was a freaking muscle car. Looks the part, right? That was the main thing. It looked like a muscle car. It was rear-wheel drive. It may have been a 3-speed automatic. It may not have had any power, but by God, I had a lot of fun in that car. And it taught me how to work on stuff because God knows that thing broke down all the time. Driving around a 40-year-old car is rough business, especially when you're broke. But yeah, looks like they are trying to attack our transports, which is not ideal. But what are you going to do? Nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. Looks like we do have a fight here between our major fleet and a couple of their little things. So we're just going to go in here. We're going to battle them and take them down. Stung's in the chat, or Nito's in the chat. Noriko's in the chat. Long time no see, my dude. Appreciate you dropping in. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Stacks, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, Noriko, we do actually stream things that aren't Legends. I streamed Legends yesterday for 7 hours, so if you want to check some of the Legends out, go check out my ranked grind yesterday. Good God. That's enough to make anybody go crazy. Alright. God, this headset's driving me crazy. I gotta remember, like, how to turn this thing down. There we go. It's different than my old headset. It's the newer version of my old headset. So I had my old headset from 2018 until recently, or until yesterday, really. And I still have it. I just don't use. I'm not going to use it going forward unless I absolutely have to. But these are the Turtle Beach Elite Pro 2s. So what the what did they do? Oh God! Help! I can't see anything. What is this madness? All right, let's send all of our cruisers and everybody home. Retreat, 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 and retreat. Our battleships, enemies spotted to the southeast. We should have radio direction finding, right? Yeah. So they're basically right off our nose. Let's speed up time. See if we can catch up to them. These absolute behemoths of a battleship. The Osaka leading the way. Looks like we are closing the distance. We're going to go ahead and start our turn just in case. I don't want to get to a situation where they are point blank. We can't see in the fog. But we should have abilities to spot these guys better than they do us, just simply to the fact that we do have Generation 1 radar, which is what you're seeing here with the radio position finding. So, Lord help this little bastard that tries to YOLO rush us, is all I'm saying. The amount of secondaries this ship has is enough to sink anything that decides to enter this fight. Let alone the fact that we have these 16-inch guns that are ready to sing as well. I'm looking forward to it. Wolfie, good to see you as well. Appreciate you dropping in. Hope you're doing well. 7-7 Zone, welcome. Dude, I'm glad. Dude, you will definitely not be disappointed in the Atlantico. It is such a good ship. It really is. Claudio, good to see you as well. Welcome. Come on, baby. I know I'm playing pretty passively here, but this fog is real rough, man. I don't like it. Remember, our ships aren't the most stable in the world, so weather really does affect their abilities. And so I gotta be careful. These guys do have torpedoes capable of reaching us from decent distance. So I am a little bit worried. We do have good sonar and stuff, so I'm not, like, that worried. We should be able to see them in time, but this is a very large ship. The turning circle's probably terrible. So we just gotta be ready for it. I'm gonna try to close the distance a little bit more here. Remember, they're gonna pop up. It's very close range in this weather, if I had to guess. Especially the torpedo boat. We are doing 22 knots. Actually, we're doing 24 knots in this weather. So not too shabby for a big old battleship like this. She seems to be relatively stable. Yeah, she's got a little bit of pitch problems. But as long as we're not, like, turning, we should be okay. I know the enemy is out here. We're following the RPF, so we know they're here. It's just a matter of time before we spot them. I know they had spotted us for a while. They may be turning to run, and if they are, they'll probably outrun us. But it's still at ×5, which means we're still relatively close here. So it's just a matter of time before Osaka can bring her firepower to bear on these poor fools. Okay, now it's switching back and forth between two different ships. So they're both right here. They're very close. Holy... I say very close, but apparently very close means 16.5 kilometers away. Holy crap. That scared the crap out of me. This new headset's amazing. Alright, so that is the heavy cruiser, obviously. So the destroyer is the one that's out here to our right. So what we will do is go ahead and make a turn to the left. Get our secondaries preparing to shoot the little turd burglar as he closes the distance. Jaden, good to see you. Welcome. Oh, it's all good, Noriko. You got to take time for yourself occasionally, my dude. I know the feeling. Trust me. Trust me. Torch is in the chat. Welcome. Always good to see you as well. Yeah, I gotta protect the home ports, but the Germans, they only have a couple of ships that are there, and they're just being annoying, so you guys know how it is. There has been a couple of updates since the last time we streamed, one of which is supposed to help us with engaging, like, ships more consistently. So we should be able to make sure that we're engaging these ships. No longer should they be able to just park right next to us and not get engaged. That was something that was addressed. And again, this is something that brings back the thought that the devs actually pay attention to my streams. Maybe I'm just getting lucky and everybody's complaining about the same stuff. But it does seem like they do address a lot of the stuff that I say in my streams. So thank you to the developers for continuing to help with the quality of life stuff, like making sure that we can attack the people that are just sitting right next to our ships. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, if you're within spotting distance of my ships should automatically attack if we're at war. There shouldn't be none of this, you park next to us and get away with it. Well, the fact that we haven't hit this little turd yet is kind of annoying. He's currently 13.9 kilometers away, and we are closing, which tells me he is slower than us. There's a hit. That's the 16-inch hit you'll love to see. Let's check this guy out. Alright, it's not a bad heavy cruiser. It's just old and not as good as ours. And its name is Atlantis. Well, that's a very unfortunate name for you, because I'm pretty confident you'll be sinking just like your namesake very soon. Why would you name your freaking... That is like bad luck. Why would... Okay. Destroyer has been spotted at 11 kilometers. Interesting. That is a long ways out. Was this a light cruiser? It seems like a long ways out to spot a destroyer in these weather conditions. I mean, we do have radar, but still. Mick the Sniper, welcome. Yeah, there's actually a lot of Spartan elites out there. Some are a direct, like, mention of me, or like a parody of me, and others are just from people who like Halo, apparently. Okay, destroyer is now going from right to left, so we will maintain our course straight ahead. We are starting to land. I don't know what that destroyer is doing. The destroyer just turned back to the left. This guy does have 8.1-inch guns on his heavy cruiser, and he does have a lot of guns, so we can't sleep on him, but it still should not be that big of a problem for us. I'm gonna go ahead and load an AP salvo here for the next salvo, just to see what happens. And we should absolutely murder this guy with 16-inch guns. Secondaries are already doing what they do. The 14-inch just slapped that man. Main guns are going away. Didn't quite get the shot that I wanted there. I think that may have still been HE though. So we'll see what happens with this next shot, if he lives long enough. These secondaries are legitimately nasty. There it is. There it is. That's nighty-night. You guys toast. He's not gonna last much longer. Down he goes. Alright. Go back to auto. Oh shit. Slow down. I don't know how many torpedoes he just launched, but we know that they're there, so slow down and turn in. Alright, you can go back to speeding up. See if we can catch up to this guy. I highly doubt it. This little turd's gonna run, for sure. We can't end the battle anytime. I just want to give us a chance. It's actually, we're catching up to him. Like, he's still here. He just spotted us again. So there's a chance that he's going to try to engage us here. If he realizes he can't run, he may just try to YOLO us, which would be devastating for him with all these secondaries. Remember, we got 8-inch secondaries, 5-inch secondaries, 3-inch secondaries, 2-inch secondaries. We have a full suite of just death waiting for this little turd if he gets himself into range. What up, Earth Godzilla? How's it going? Jaden, you need some advice for World of Warships. What you got, brother? I'll try to help you if I can. And Noriko bought the Enterprise E with around 1,600 bricks to build. Oh, nice. I've seen Flambass recently starting a Tiger that has something like that. A ridiculous Tiger. I don't know what the scale is, but it's a huge Tiger that he's building with Legos. So yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't know. I've never done anything like that, so I couldn't imagine how long that'll take. That's a lot of pieces. And you know darn well by the time you get to the end, there'll be at least one piece that comes up missing. You'll find it one night while you're walking to the bathroom in the darkness. Alright. This dude's run, so we'll just call it. He ran away. Fair enough. We suffered 0 losses. They suffered 840 with the sinking of the Atlantis. You keep on getting bombarded with salvos. Okay. So try to not become the focus of the enemy team. You got to try to limit your aggression. Don't try to be too passive. Also, keep an eye out for terrain. You can use terrain to help limit who can shoot you. It's hard to tell, like it's hard to say exactly without seeing it personally, where you're struggling the most. But if you're just struggling in general with just being focused, usually it means you're being too aggressive. The other thing is try not to go full broadside when people can shoot you. I do this thing called the Dreadnought Shuffle all the time. If you watch any of my Path to videos, it's really good with the Americans. So like if you watch my Path to the Iowa series or my Path to the Kansas series, which is a playlist on my YouTube channel, if you watch those, you can see exactly what I'm talking about with the Dreadnought Shuffle, where I will stay bow in towards the enemy or at least angled to the enemy, wait for them to fire, and then I will swing out when they can't shoot me. I will swing out, get all guns to bear, fire my guns, and then start to close the angle and get back to being angled before they can fire their guns again. Little things like that come in handy. Just don't go full broadside when people can shoot you. That's the number one mistake I see people make all the time, is where they just flat out go full broadside and just get yeeted. So you definitely don't want to do that. Like, everybody's going to get caught occasionally. We managed to conquer Mongolia. Beautiful. Love it. Very few losses for our army. Mongolia honestly didn't lose that many either, but I can imagine they probably didn't have that big of an army. But yeah, huge for us. We did fail to gain the Bismarck Archipelago, which was down south. That was this one. So that's not a thing that we were too worried about. We do have this naval invasion here. We currently have a 29% chance to take it, which is a little stupid, to be fair. They don't currently have anybody in the circle, so or they don't currently have anyone in port. So I don't know why this is so low, but we'll see if we end up taking it in the next turn. If not, we can always re-engage and see how that works out for us. Obviously, with this ship here, it's not an ideal situation. But we only needed 33,000 tons. We have 340,000 tons of ships here. So there's no reason we shouldn't be able to take these guys on. I'm also going to go ahead and split up this fleet as well. These are Osaka class. This is a Shogun class. So we want to take the Osakas into their own. We do have 3 heavy cruisers, a couple of light cruisers. So I will give the Osakas 2 light cruisers. And are these all the new destroyers? I think they are. So we will give them 5 of the destroyers. That way, we keep 2 divisions here. We can help get this guy if he decides to move in. It's 1 light cruiser. We should be able to take him out with ease. How's the how's the regular invasions going? Anything else that we need to worry about? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else. We did manage to grab Tibet, which was surprising last time. That was a land invasion. This guy is progressing slightly. He's at 4%. We are at 2%, so we're kind of getting pushed back here, which is not ideal. All right. Anything else going on? I don't think there is. I think it's just this right now. All right. We are making a boatload of money, so let's go ahead and check out our fleets. Finance-wise, we have 166,000 tons, so can we actually unsuspend this, please? Resume this. That'll be done in 23 months. So that's much better. See what I mean? When you're not over your limit, we're right at the limit. When you're not over your limit of shipbuilding capacity, it's much better for your ship build times. So that's huge for us. All right. So, with that being said, does that mean these... I know these guys are still repairing, right? Like, we've got the Yagan, the Mikasa, and the Cthulhu that are still repairing. for the next couple of months. So we'll go for at least 3 months there before those guys can go back. Then we will send them. I imagine we go straight to Tallinn then and try to take Tallinn. We should be able to take Tallinn relatively quickly, I would imagine. And then maybe we go for all of Finland, and then go up to northern Russia next. And then once we grab northern Russia, that's the end of Russia. They will collapse, and this will become ungoverned territory, and hopefully our government jumps on that, because that would be huge for us. But we've almost conquered all of Russia. Like, it's crazy. Wait, what do they got here? Is this a port? They do not have a port here. There is no port. This is the Dead Sea, I think. Okay. So yeah. All of their current territories that don't have ports will be ungoverned. So hopefully with this, our guys will grab Azerbaijan, and then after that, Armenia. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We're getting close, boys. We're doing all the things. All right. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot for us to do currently. We just gotta wait. It's a big waiting game. Next turn. Megan, good to see you. Reed, appreciate you dropping in. Shaky Formula, welcome. Vocton's in the chat. Appreciate you dropping in. Timothy Pickering, good to see you. You just watched the video on the Atlantico and the Scharnhorst you mentioned. I got a code for more gaming and got the Scharnhorst. Scharnhorst is a good ship. You just got to learn to angle it nowadays. You can't bully people like you used to. There's a lot of ships that overmatch that ship. Despite it having, I believe it has an icebreaker, but despite that, it's very tanky when utilized properly. And those guns will surprise people. Don't be afraid to use AP when you get broadsides. Like, they will surprise people. They're surprisingly accurate too. Like, don't sleep on the Scharnhorst's AP, man. Nuremberg, Bayern, Danae, T-22, Svetlana, Dursky, and the Valkyrie. Okay, so those are all relatively... Okay, the Soviet Union just got peace with us? Why? I didn't want that. Well, I think we're going to take northern Finland off their hands. I'm going to auto-resolve this. There's no reason for us to fight this. We took light damage, didn't manage to sink it. That's kind of dumb. 2-inch Mark V guns. Northeast China changed hands while it was attacked from many sides. The offensive had to stop. They lost 87,000 men. We lost 93,000 men. Beautiful. We gained control of Northeast China. Dude, you gotta love it, man. That wasn't even like just the naval battle. Like, we didn't like navally invade it like perfectly. Like, we weren't scheduled to win that. That's awesome. All right, that's huge. All right, so the war with Germany intensifies. So now we've got northern China completely surrounded on all sides. They didn't end up giving us northern Finland, despite that being requested in the bartering. So it looks like our conquest of Russia is going to have to hold off a little bit longer. Where are the rest of your freaking ships? We got a sub there. I think they heard that we were going for the rest of their country. I don't remember like asking for peace with the Russians, but maybe I did in the last episode and I just don't remember. But this is a light cruiser that is... Where are you headed? You're headed to the Yellow Sea, so they're headed back up here. We got this destroyer here. Despite us trying to break up this fleet, it apparently didn't listen to us. So if we move ships... let's go ahead and move these guys down here. It'll be the Osaka, the Teikoku, 2 of the light cruisers, and then 5 of the destroyers. We should be able to protect our shipping lanes much better now. Do we have anybody that's just kind of chilling? I think most of these that'll be here. All right, what about our submarines? We have a whole crap ton of submarines. And they're all on defense right now. Do we have any submarines here at Vladivostok? No. Do we have them anywhere along this? Like way away? Do you have? Nope, you got a light cruiser. So yeah, we gotta get some submarines to protect our waters now along these areas. Have a DD there. Yeah. Seems like we're missing a lot of submarines in these territories, which is why they're able to easily take out. So all of the territory we have just covered. We wanna fill with submarines. So is there any submarines coming up in the near future? Yes, there is. So we want to hold. What is currently coming? An ocean-going submarine 2. So yeah, that's perfect. We want to wait for this to finish researching. It will be done in 5 months. We also have an upgrade to our submarines, which is going to be enhanced submarine torpedoes, which increases our attack power, which is always good. It does make our subs a little bit more expensive, but I'm not worried about that. Money is not an option when you own half the world. Turns out. Anyway. All right, so what are we doing? War with Germany is still going. We got to protect our guys. We're splitting up this fleet. This fleet's not finished repairing yet. We still got a little ways to go there. We're still under our tonnage there, so we're good. We are increasing our shipyard size as well. These guys will be done repairing a couple of them next month, and then one more after that. The Mikasa will be done. Is there anybody else repairing? I don't think so. That's it. And then it's just building the Hitogoroshi. Hitogoroshi. That is such a hard thing to say. That is such a hard thing for me to say. I don't know why. All right. What is your destination? The Yellow Sea. Okay, so they are sending a lot of ships over this direction. Yeah. So we're in a perfect place to intercept these guys. So we're just going to go ahead and advance to April. We aren't designing anything new at the moment. We did just design in the last episode the new Hitogoroshi that's being built. That'll be our newest super battleship. We're building one of those. We've got primarily, like, our freaking fleet is disgusting. Got a lot of heavy ships and a lot of submarines apparently. Have a good night, Mick. Appreciate you dropping in, man. The war continues after failed negotiations. Fair enough. The light cruiser Gazelle is fighting our guys. There's no reason for these guys to actually live. So we're just going to go ahead and go into the fight. Shogun should have no trouble taking on this light cruiser, let alone having cruisers as backup. Of course, I will probably just send all of those guys to retreat so that the battleship is the only one I have to manage during the fight. Let's go ahead and send those guys home. Battleship Shogun. Enemy is to the east. You do have the update, so not worried. Good weather as well, so we are capable of 25.4 knots. They have already spotted us, so we will just continue to close the distance. Shogun, we've already detected him at 15.5 kilometers. Beautiful. We've got 14-inch guns and a lot of 6-inch secondaries and some 5-inch secondaries, just for good measure. So these should be no trouble dealing with this little turd burglar. He did smoke up. He is going from left to right, so we're going to try to get ahead of him here. Alright, open the angle. Look at those secondaries, dude. Those secondaries are devastating. Alright, let's slow down, get a little bit more accuracy going. And there's the mains. That's a dead light cruiser. Let's take a look at it from his perspective. Yeah, he's already dead. I was gonna say, let's take a look at it from this guy. That's an old light cruiser too. Ouch. That didn't last very long. What up, Cosmo? How's it going? Alright, we did lose 3 sailors. We took a couple of hits from his little tiny guns, but he lost 556 and a ship, so easy win for us. Da-da-da-da. One of the gifts that I got for Christmas from my sister was this gigantic freaking thermos. Like, I've never owned a thermos in my life, but my sister and her husband bought me this for Christmas. It is almost, it's 3/4 of a gallon, essentially. It's like 0.8 gallons, and this thing is insane. Supposedly, it'll keep things cold or hot for like up to 120 hours. I don't know about that, but I know it does work. It does keep things cool. I usually fill it up with water and just have it set next to me when I'm gaming so I can drink out of it. But it's massive. Thing weighs a ton. All right, we're not chasing this guy down. Let's hope we just sink him with an auto resolve here. See, this is the thing that drives me crazy. We got an entire fleet versus one destroyer and it doesn't get sunk. Come on. Come on, game. All right, so we need to go ahead and strengthen our other ports that we just got as well. Let's check it out. Like, we got 1 more month for the Mikasa to finish. Since we're no longer fighting these guys, we can potentially just bring this out. There's a couple of submarines in this. Brandon Noel, thank you for re-upping your membership for 12 months, my dude. Appreciate you. We've got an ambush here. 4 destroyers versus 2 light cruisers. That could go either way, if we're being honest. I don't remember if we ever got brand new light cruisers or not. I have no idea. Let me look at my light cruisers. So we have the Hakagu and the Kuchikawa class light cruisers. Who is it? Oh, it's us ambushing their light cruisers. Okay, that's a little scary. What do they have? They have lots of 6-inch guns, a couple of 7-inch guns, a couple of 3-inch guns. I mean, overall, it's not the scariest, but I don't know how we're going to do. Okay, this might go poorly, but we're going to try it. Let's go for it. Oh my god! You're going crazy! Noriko coming in, dropping a gifted membership, and then right immediately afterwards, Brandon Noel coming in, dropping a $20 bomb and 20 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, man. Get some goats in the chat for Brandon, Noriko, and Jessica, please. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Alright, can we take down 2 light cruisers? That is the question. Hold the torpedoes until I say. Also, tighten up, please. Enemy is spotted to the northeast. We do have quite a few torpedoes. We had 9 of them. Essentially got a little bit of an or Akatsuki here. Not quite, but it's slightly better than an Akatsuki. Smaller torpedoes, though. Alright. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we have RPF on these guys. Okay, we have found them. Let's go ahead and slow down. We are already landing hits, which is very... Oh my god, we got an ammo detonation? Did they just shoot themselves or something? What was that? Are these things really that bad? Alright, fuck it. Aggressive as shit. Dude, these freaking light cruisers are awful, apparently. Lord have mercy. We're running like rampant over these light cruisers. I thought this was going to be a little scary. Turns out our little turd burglars are quite effective versus these light cruisers. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, look at the damage, man. And we hit a torpedo on the guy in the back as well. Down goes the first. Jesus. I was not expecting these guys to be this like effective versus light cruisers. We don't even have to get too close. Like, we're gunning these things down from range. Like, what is going on here? What is this thing made out of? This thing gotta be made out of like wet tissue paper. Did they just not have any armor? Like, what is their armor? They've got no armor, no belt armor at all. They've got 2.8 inches of main deck and aft deck armor. So they have no, like, belt armor at all. That's a terrible design, Germany. You should probably take and scrap those before I do it for you. That is a terrible design. We lost no ships, no men. They lost 1,100 men to these 2 terrible, terrible cruisers. Lord have mercy. What up, UDT SEAL? Welcome. Oh my god! Brandon has dropped 2 more $20 bombs of 20 gifted memberships. Y'all crazy, man. That's like $60 he's dropped on chat already. I didn't miss any, did I? Is it... Wait. It's 1, 2, 3... No, he's dropped 4 of them! Dude! That's freaking $40 or $80. You're crazy, man. And also, Earth Godzilla, thank you so much for coming in for 3 months resub, man. Appreciate you. Lord have mercy. This man just coming in out of nowhere, dropping all of the gifted. Good lordy. Just straight up went ham in chat. I wasn't paying attention. Thank you so much, man. Also, Tree Man, good to see you. If I missed anybody in chat that just showed up while all these pop-ups were coming up, I do apologize. Just yell at me in the chat. I will try to get you called out. I do like to call everybody out that's in chat. But thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, Brandon. You are absolutely ridiculous. Thank you so much. And thank you, Godzilla, again. Get some goats in the chat for Godzilla, Brandon, and everybody already. Jessica, thank you guys so much, man. Lord have mercy. Caught me off guard there. But we did manage. That was surprising. I ain't gonna lie. Like, legitimately, that was surprising. I was not expecting those destroyers to just destroy those light cruisers. That was nuts. Yeah, it's one of those things we can't, like, I mean, you could say let's go Brandon in the context of that, but again, it tends to go into politics, and God knows we don't want to do that. Lord have mercy, protect us from the politics. I hear about that crap enough already. I don't need more. All right, we're gonna have these guys go to the Yellow Sea and send this guy to go a little bit further south, maybe to Southeast Asia. See if we can't intercept all these guys coming in. This is the majority of the rest of the German Navy here. All right. God, you guys got me all flustered. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Oh my God, Brandon did it again. Dude, another $20 bomb, man. Also, Tavi, welcome. Appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, you should probably sleep if it's 4 a.m. for you, my dude. But I appreciate you. Fallen Mouse is in the chat. Appreciate you. Snipers in the chat. If you guys get gifted a membership, make sure you guys say thanks to Brandon and everybody too. Dude, y'all are crazy. Thank you guys so much. All right, so how close are we? 4 months out from the new submarine hull, so that'll be good for us. What do we got coming up here? Improved gearbox. Nothing that I need to worry too much about there. What we got here? Torpedo protection 5. It's kind of crazy. What's this? Marine VHF radio 3. All right, let's keep it going. Finances, we are well under our thing. We should have our fleet ready to go. Mikasa's got 1 more month. 1 more month. All right, next turn. Let's keep this party rolling. Just finished a Modern Warfare 2 veteran grind. Is that the new Modern Warfare 2? Also, Mopar's in the chat. Welcome, my dude. You and Dart68 should have a good time talking in chat. Get all the Mopar folks up in here. All right, the Soviets are still getting rid of all their guys. We have a fight with the destroyer again. Dude, why are we not sinking? I'm going into battle next time. I will sink that little turd. It's happening. Our guys are engaging in the ground war against Germany in northern China. That's huge. With an army force of 347,000 against the German defense of 62,000. If I don't see this, like, just absolutely annihilate the Germans here, I'll be slightly upset. Germans currently have an army logistics of 82%. We have army logistics of 59%, so they're slightly better in that regards. Simply because we're not actually taking on their fleets up here, or at least their transports. So maybe if we do that, we can hurt them where it hurts the most. Mikasa is done, so let's go ahead and send our fleet out to do just that. We're going to send our fleet out to the North Sea. And their goal will be quite simple. I want you guys to be invading, please. I want to destroy their transports close to home. Like, I should be able to absolutely ruin their transports here. Okay, meanwhile, they just sailed right past my fleet. Okay. Let's go up to East Asia then. Try to intercept these guys. I want you to do your job here. We will get rid of this little turd. Was it 3 months? 3 months. Okay, we did just get our submarine improvements, which is good. And then what we will end up having to do is, once we get the new design of submarine, we will probably end up like scrapping all of our submarines and then rebuilding an entire fleet of submarines for all of our provinces that we can. I want the best submarines in the ocean. We must defend our transports at all cost. Especially with our freaking empire sprawling out as much as it has recently. Like, we gotta protect our stuff. Like, we got so much to protect. All right. But with that being said, let's keep it going. Is the British Navy good like how it was in real life? It was before they fought us. If you go back, I think it was 2 or 3 streams ago, the British Navy threw everything they had at us. There was I'm not joking, there was a line of warships of the British Navy. I think they had 360 plus ships at one point. There was a convoy of ships spanning all the way from Southeast Asia through the Bay of Bengal, the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, all the way up through the Red Sea, into the Mediterranean, all the way out into the Atlantic Ocean, halfway to the Caribbean. That's the kind of flood that we faced. And not only did we face it, but we smashed them. We absolutely clobbered them. The Germans would like us to sign. No, we are desperately taking that. We are going to auto-resolve as we annihilate your transports. We are fighting this battle this time. We will go into battle and kill this little turd. There's no reason for this little turd to exist any longer. Jaden, you're only 11? Alright, well, 2 things. 1, I'm glad you enjoy what I do. 2, try not to disclose, like, personal information on the internet, my dude. I do appreciate you guys. But you just got to be careful with what you say on the internet. I don't think there'd be anybody in chat that'd be sus, but just keep that in mind. Yeah, especially age, because people will prey on you. It's sad, but it's a thing. Look at this fleet, man. All right, you know what? We're just gonna go ham. Enemy is spotted to the northwest. Let's see if we can't chase him down. Look at that formation, man. That is what we call a circle formation. It's not quite a full circle. There should be somebody out in front. But it's pretty close. Pretty close. Because what you would normally want to do, our heavy cruisers are actually falling back. They're not quite able to keep up, which is sad. They probably were meant to be up here as well. But you'd have the battleship in the middle, and then you'd have the fleet around him to protect the battleship. I know we can escape, so we're probably not going to catch up to this guy. Alright. Let's speed up with the destroyers, please. See if we can catch him with our destroyers at least. No idea what this guy is capable of in terms of top speed. But I know we're capable of 38.4, which is pretty solid. We're speeding up time, Jaden. So yes, they are fast. Like these are faster ships, but we are speeding up time by 30 times. So these are going 30 times faster. If we were going normal speed, this is what it would look like. I'm glad you enjoyed, Mopar. That's the whole point of it, man. I enjoy the game. I enjoy the like challenge of ranked solo, despite it just being absolutely miserable eventually. Like it gets to a point where it is like just, God, I want this over with. You know, 7 hours of streaming anything gets rough. But the whole point is it's supposed to be fun, right? It's supposed to be entertainment. Yeah, I don't think we're catching this guy. I think he got away. Look at him. He's hurt, too. He's hurt and he still got away. I didn't know that. I know the Germans are notorious for not sinking quickly. Like they were all pretty heavy built. So it's to be expected. The German ships were built around the premise of most of their engagements are going to be probably in the North Sea, where visibility is low. So they are going to be engaging at relatively close distance. So they need to have the armor to protect themselves. And so survivability was a big thing for the German ships. Whereas a lot of other nations were fighting in open oceans or clear weather where they can engage at much longer distance. So they were more concerned with all or nothing armor schemes, so they could save weight, so that they could go faster. All right, so we have the heavy cruiser Lippe versus our Osaka fleet. Oof. That's a rough day to be a heavy cruiser, my dude. You're doing your first live stream, Jessica? Congrats. I'll have to try to stop in. What time? All right. Again, we have enemies spotted to the south. So we will engage with utmost haste. Destroyers, y'all can turn and run. I don't need you guys. Cruisers, just go ahead and follow, please. We have been spotted, which is not surprising given the fact that you're streaming at noon Eastern time on Saturday. Okay. I will try to remember that. No promises, but I will try to remember it. Will it be under your name account, your Jessica Berry, or is there a different like name? Direct live streaming from your PS5? Nice. Alright, we should be spotting these guys relatively soon. There it is. That was a good call out, wasn't it? It was like, we should be spotting these guys, and immediately we spot them. Alright, we should be able to reduce speeds. Let's go ahead and match their direction of travel. We've already landed a 16-inch high explosive hit. Let's go ahead and switch over to the AP. Got more than enough AP that we can send downrange. It's just a single warship, so he's not long for this world. Currently at 9.9 kilometers. These 16-inch Mark 1 turrets are not ideal. Actually, they're Mark 2 turrets. So, better than nothing, but still prefer like Mark 3 turrets for their accuracy. Or higher. Not to mention reload. We ought to be getting pretty close. Okay, he is capable of what speed? Come on, get him identified, boys. He is capable of 23.8 knots, so even us slowing down to 24 knots, we're actually currently doing 27 knots, so we are much faster than he is. So yeah, he's not going to be able to disengage. And it's only a matter of time. We get to the secondary range, this guy's dead if he survives long enough for the secondaries to get in range. Could just turn and go a little bit more directly at him, since we can't fire the secondaries yet anyway. You could see the range of our secondaries getting close. Like, he's right there. These 8-inch and 5-inch secondaries are like he's right on the verge of getting caught. The light cruiser's actually landing some hits. That was a very close salvo from the mains. Alright, let's go ahead and give us even more speed. I want to close a little bit faster on this guy. Get those secondaries popping off. Alright. Now the secondaries should start unloading on this man. So now we want to open the angle up, get as many guns on the target as possible. He does have 8.1-inch guns, but we faced this before. We know he's easy enough to kill. Now that we're well within range of our secondaries kicking off, we're going to go ahead and reduce speed. Try to get a little more accuracy out of the main guns and secondaries. And I would assume with the secondaries firing HE, this man is not long for this world. He will probably die to extensive fire if the primaries don't kill him first. And down he goes. Beautiful. Took a little bit of damage there, but we lost 5 crew members, but overall, it's really nothing. Wow's question, if you could please. As a PC player, my RNG and dispersion for my Colorado and West Virginia sucks at 10 to 12 kilometers out of 16 shells, maybe land. Maybe 7. Honestly, the lower tier, I mean, on PC, you're going to have a little bit better accuracy than on console. But, I mean, the Colorado is notorious for being inconsistent. It can have very accurate salvos. It can have very troll salvos. Out of all of the American battleships, it's probably the most troll. The other side of that is you're only sending 8 rounds down range per salvo because they're dual turrets, and you have 4 of them. So if you're only firing the front guns, you're only sending 4 rounds down range. So you're not sending much volume. So it makes it feel even more inaccurate when you get those bad salvos that don't seem to hit anything. So you got to try to make those salvos count where you can. But the Colorado does have decent belt armor, and it's very thick. It's got very good torpedo protection. So try to angle it to get close and make the most out of those salvos. Know the ships that you're up against. Know what you can overmatch. Remember, anything 27 millimeters and less, you overmatch with 16-inch guns. So you can absolutely blap them through their bow. A lot of people don't take advantage of that. So keep that in mind. But yeah, Colorado's very inconsistent at times. It's even more so inconsistent on console. But big thing with PC is how you build your ship. If you go to like the WoW's wiki page, they have different suggestions for commander builds and stuff that allow you to figure out like what you probably should spec into for your commanders. Most battleships are pretty much the same though, in terms of what you should spec into. But yeah, hopefully that helps. I don't have as much experience on console or on PC, but I have played it, and I do play battleships mostly on PC, so I get it. How did the Lipe get damaged by mines when it just got sank? Questions. I have questions. Also, it appears that we are at least... Okay, they did bring some more to fight. Alright, did we manage to punch the German? Yeah, with one month of actively taking out their transports in the North Sea, we are doing a really good job of knocking down their army logistics. So, that's huge for us. Where are the rest of these guys? Are they running? Yeah, these guys are running. They realize that they're losing their... Okay, these guys are still coming in. These guys are still coming in. This guy's turning around. This battle cruiser and light cruisers are turning around to go back to the North Sea. They're like, God dang it, they're attacking our ships. We got to get up in here. They drove all the way over here just to do nothing. Okay, what the heck? Can we kill this destroyer, please? Can you just get up in here and murder this destroyer, please? He needs to go. Research. 2 more months for the new submarines. Oh my god. Jessica coming in dropping a $20 bomb now. Channel is Jessica Berry-23. Currently have 25 videos up on carrier and destroyers. Okay. I will try to check that out, Jess. I wish you the best. If I don't manage to make it, I do apologize, but I wish you the best on your live stream, and I hope everything goes well. Remember, the main thing is to do what you enjoy. If you're going to get into content creation, do it because you enjoy doing it. Because if you don't, then you're going to realize real quick that the grind is real. It is the worst grind you will ever have started, I promise. But I enjoy what I do. It has taken me a long time to get where I'm at. I've been doing YouTube now for 7 years. So I definitely know the struggles. Took me 3 years to get to 3,000 subscribers. I know the struggles of starting anew. Just do what you enjoy, no matter what it is.
Berry 23. I currently have 25 vids up on Carrier and Destroyer Play.
But I do wish you the best. It's not easy. A lot of people think it's easy to be a content creator, but it's not, man. It's a struggle. But as long as you do it because you enjoy it, then it's not that bad. All right, so we know these guys are still coming in. These guys are running away. We've got this guy trying to get close to this destroyer to take that down. We'll check in our progress here. Hopefully we'll have better progress. Politics-wise, what is ours? We're at 60% army logistics. So we're improving our army logistics, and we are taking down their army logistics. So this battle should get more and more lopsided over time. All right, we love it. All right. And with that, finances, yeah, we're well within that, so we're not worried there. This was a refit. This is the newest ship that was just designed. Our heavy cruisers were designed in 1925. So we may be looking at new designs for the heavy cruisers. Light cruisers were designed in 1923 and 24 respectively. What is the biggest difference between these? These are 8 5-inch guns. These are 10 5-inch guns. 2x4. 2x4. Depth charge 4. Depth charge. I don't remember what the biggest difference between these two is. A little bit more speed on this one. 10,000, 9,000. Yeah. I don't remember what the biggest difference is between these two light cruisers, if I'm honest. All right, this is the funky one that's got a whole bunch of weirdness going on at the back. And then this one is more of a... Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, this is more of like a modern light cruiser-ish. Okay. Okay, that was the new haul that we got that we wanted to go ahead and make. That makes sense. Okay. Well, with that, let's just keep this party rolling. There's no reason to dilly-dally around. Lances, welcome! You aim at the bow cheek or superstructure. That should... Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to RNG at the end of the day. Sometimes you get better RNG than others, and like I said, it is not uncommon for the Colorado to be very inconsistent at times. And because you're not sending as many shells down range, like if you're firing a full broadside, you're not going to notice the inconsistency as much because you're firing 8 shells down range. But as soon as you get into a situation where you got an angle and you're only firing just the front guns at a target, you're going to notice that, hey, you're only firing 4 rounds down range. Even if they're decently accurate, I mean, you're only going to land 1 or 2. That's 50% of the shells that you send down range. But I would definitely I would treat the Colorado as a super dreadnought, which is what it technically was. It was literally considered a super dreadnought. So treat it as a super dreadnought. It's got fantastic turning rate for a battleship. So utilize that. Get into the Dreadnought shuffle. Learn to bait people into shooting at your belts. Use that belt to just make everybody cry. Colorado can be very nasty. I've had many engagements where I have made Iowa players look like morons playing the Colorado. So it just takes time to learn each ship's little quirks and nuances. And at the end of the day, RNG is gonna give and RNG is gonna take away. That's the way it works, unfortunately. And we are just murdering their transports in the North Sea. They have nothing up there to stop us. Just murdering their transports. Here we got to fight against their destroyer again. I'm just going to take our destroyers and go straight for their destroyer this time. I don't want this little turd to get away this time. Anubis, welcome. Jaden, if you're just starting out and you're struggling, what I recommend everybody do when they first start out, just start out, play everything up to tier 5. Don't try to get beyond tier 5. Play everything. Play all of the nations and all of the classes up to tier 5. If you do that, you will get a lot of matches under your belt. You will understand roughly what the nuances of the different nations are, and more importantly, you'll learn what each ship is capable of. So you know what they're trying to bait you into doing, so that you become a better fighter against that ship as well when you're playing other ships. So I highly recommend everybody, even if you're a battleship main or a cruiser main or a destroyer main or a carrier main, I highly recommend everybody play everything and try to get up to tier 5 first, because it's relatively easily done to like climb your way to tier 5. So just try to like grind all the lines to tier 5. And then pick the line that you really enjoy the most as your first one to try to push beyond, because it takes so long to get the like commanders up to decent levels early on, because commander XP, promotion orders, and insignias are hard to come by. So like it takes a while to grind those commanders up to get them to be more effective. And if you go straight up into high tiers as quickly as possible, what you'll find is that your commanders are low levels and you're just getting absolutely crapped on by higher level commanders and more experienced commanders in general. So just as a word of advice, that's what I would recommend. Just learn all of the classes and all of the nations. Figure out the one that you click with the most, because everybody's playstyle is different. You will find a ship, and it may not be a ship that I enjoy, it may not be a ship that Lances enjoys or other people. Just play them all and figure out what works for you. And then you can kind of get an idea of what you're going to be better at. And you can adjust your gameplay as accordingly as well. Alright, destroyers. Enemy is spotted northwest. Speed up time, please. Follow these guys. Follow this guy. Enemy spotted to the southwest. I hate how they do this. See what I mean? Like, it's saying they're to the southwest, but they're not. They're over here. No, follow my destroyers, god dang it. I clicked the wrong button. Now they're to the northwest. Trying to use this ship that has RPF to help find the little turd burglars. Dude, this little turd just keeps running, man. I need to get my destroyers refitted with RPF. That needs to happen. If I can. Yeah, and everything gets better or gets easier the more you play it, right? Like the more time that you put in and the more you actually try to get better. Like not just sailing out there willy-nilly and dying every time. Like try to learn from what you're doing. So if you go out there and you do something one time and you get sent back to port super quick, don't get upset. Just think, okay, what could I have done differently? Could I have used an island in this situation to get a little bit closer, or an island to protect me? Did I not pay attention to where the destroyers were spotted and get torpedoed? Like little things like that. You'll start to pick up on patterns over time. All right, so we know that this light cruiser is a potential like easy kill. So I'm gonna go with this. Normally, I wouldn't want to take a destroyer versus a light cruiser. Like, that seems like a terrible idea. But we saw how weak their light cruisers were, so if I can manage to take out another light cruiser, I'll take it. The game itself, like, the basics of World of Warships, whether it's PC or console or mobile, the basics are relatively easy to pick up. But there is a lot of nuance to the game that takes a long time to learn. And that's the parts that everybody struggles with. Enemy to the northwest. We're just going to go straight ahead. See if we can't catch up to him. Should be able to catch him relatively quickly. Yeah, I mean, you guys see me. I struggle at times too. Like, I'm extremely aggressive, and I never recommend people play the way that I do all the time. Because I'm trying to be entertaining for content. People don't want to watch somebody sitting behind an island spamming HE or, you know, sitting in the back of the map. But there is something to be said for that style of gameplay. There's nothing wrong with it. Just sent out a nice torpedo spread. Good luck dodging all those, sunshine. Never mind, apparently he dodged all those. He's like, I take your bet. Meanwhile, he is getting his ass handed to him by a fucking destroyer. I've been in this situation. It doesn't feel very good. It's like, man, I have all of this firepower and armor. He doesn't have any armor, man. He has less armor on his light cruiser than my destroyer has. That's sad. No shooting pagodas. Dude, I'm telling you what. I have been making little shorts recently. If you guys haven't seen them, I'm sure you have. But I've been making little shorts, and they have absolutely been huge for the channel lately. So I'm going to keep doing that with some of the like funny rage moments and stuff, or funny moments in general from live streams. Just cutting it into a little clip for everybody. I just posted another one tonight of that guy that was in the Zeton that managed to like completely miss torpedoes at 2 kilometers on a broadside broadside linen. And then not only did he miss the torpedoes by just launching him straight behind the guy, he missed a full broadside linen at point blank. He couldn't citadel him. He shot all the way at the bow of the ship instead of shooting center of mass and killing the linen. Like, it boggles the mind. Yeah, I mean, and that's all you can do, paramedic. There's nothing, like, I try to give like basic information. I am not anything crazy in the game. Like I am above average at best. I say it all the time. I'm not like elite players or anything like that. I'm above average at best. But I do offer like basic advice to help like people who are upcoming into the game who maybe don't know certain things. So things like win or hold your side as best you can. If you can't win your side, hold it for as long as possible to give your team a chance to create that crossfire. Crossfires work both ways. If you're setting up a crossfire, sometimes it's going to be you that the enemy is facing and you're not going to get much damage, but your teammates hopefully can take advantage of that crossfire, right? That's the way crossfires work. Sometimes you get to be the one that just sits there and gets shot at, and the friendlies get to get the big hits on the guys. But the goal is to try to hold your side for as long as possible, but you got to pay attention too. Like a lot of people don't pay attention to where the destroyers were last spotted, so then they get torpedoed all the time. Stuff like that, little things like that catch people. All right, we actually have 3 of their heavy cruisers. These are 9.1 inch heavy cruisers. Okay, that's an 8.1. So we've been against the. Okay, so this is one that we haven't seen before. This is a Bavaria class heavy cruiser. It's got 6 9.1 inch guns. It's got a couple of torpedo tubes, capable of 24 knots. The Westfalen. All right, well, we're going to murder these guys. This is the Osaka class battleships versus these guys. So, I don't like their odds. Even with 9-inch guns, I don't think it's going to help. Do I know my standard win percentage offhand? I think it's like 64%. It's been at 64% for a long time. But win percentage doesn't really mean that much in the game. It does show that you tend to win more than most. But at the end of the day, like, I know some good players that don't have the highest win rate. I know some bad players that have a higher win rate because they play in divisions. Like, win rate is not the be-all, end-all. If you want a good measure of how good somebody can be, I would say maybe go off of average XP. But then again, if they play a lot of destroyers, their average XP is going to be higher. So I mean, there's a lot of stats that you have to kind of look at to gauge whether or not somebody's like effective. Like if they're a destroyer player, you can't just go off of average XP. But generally, if you're having a higher average XP, you're benefiting your team more often. So there's a lot of things you can look at to determine if somebody's a better player or not. But generally speaking, stats don't really mean that much. It's what you do in the moment. Everybody, it doesn't matter how good or how bad you are, everybody has off games. They're going to go out there, they're going to get their ass kicked. They make one wrong move, they think that they're going to... Like, I'm not joking when I say this. Like, some of the hardest fucking games to do, some of the hardest predictions to make are on bad players. Because they don't do what everybody does. Like, they are so unpredictable sometimes. Like, it boggles the mind what some bad players will do. So, like, when you try to predict, like, it's so much easier to predict what a good player will do. A good player is going to slow down, going to try to throttle jockey. They're going to try to turn a certain way to try to avoid your salvo. Like, you can predict these things because of experience. You can't predict some genius that just, like, decides that he's like, out there, and it's like, it's the ultimate chaos, right? We always talk about chaos factor in the world. Like, you just can't predict chaos. And that's what bad players introduce to the game. Like, there's just a certain level of chaos. It's just impossible to predict. And that's kind of the fun of it. Like, it's easy to predict good players. It just is. Like, you know what you would do in a situation. You know what they're likely to do in the situation. Does that mean that they're not likely to still pull, good players are good players. Like, they're going to adjust on the fly. Adapt and overcome. That's what separates, like, the average player from the elite players. Their ability to look at a situation, determine what they got to do to change it in their favor, and then actually implement it. And when things don't go their way initially, overcoming the odds, right? Like, putting themselves in a situation where they can do better. All right, we're going to go ahead and try to match direction of travel here. But yeah, it's funny to me to watch everybody tried to like min-max everything in the game, and then still, like, you're gonna have games where just nothing goes your way. It's gonna be a thing. But the difference is the good players will adapt and still find a way to be useful to their team. And that's the biggest difference. Okay, first kill. What up, Santiago? Welcome. And try not to get frustrated at losing, especially early on. Like I saw you type in the chat. First of all, watch your language, young man. All right, don't be like me. Like try to avoid cursing at all costs, because it's something that is very hard to shake later in your life. Like I know it sounds crazy, and I know you don't want me to treat you like a kid probably, but I'm just saying, like, trust me in this. Like, the earlier you could, we just wiped out all 3 of them in seconds. That is disgusting. But the more you can, like, try to curb those bad habits early, the better you'll be. If you look at some of the best players in the game, they're super chill. That's because they can keep their emotions in check. Big B is a perfect example of this. Chili Games was another good one. They're just so good at the game, and yet they can somehow, even despite all of the craziness that goes on in World of Warships Legends, they still manage to, like, keep themselves in check. So the earlier you can learn to control your emotions and the frustrations, the better you'll be. Despite me getting all upset and stuff, you'll notice that a lot of times the more upset I get, the more I'll lock in. There's a gaming term, it's called locking in. It's literally where you just focus, like you just pay attention. You'll notice that I don't pay attention to chat a lot when I'm streaming World of Warships Legends. First of all, there's too many people to keep up with, but the other side of it is that, like, it just you can't do both and be good at both. Like, so people want to see entertainment, people want to see me do crazy things, so I lock in on the game, and then people hang out and chat and go crazy. So it's one of those things, like, it can be crazy, but you've got to learn to put your emotions aside and still keep yourself in check and pay attention to what's going on around you. Because what'll happen is, the more you let your emotions get to you, the less aware you are of what's going on around you. So the more likely you are to end up making things worse. We call it the sandbag effect, or the quicksand effect. If you notice, like, when one bad thing happens, it tends to lead to more bad things happening, right? It's quicksand. You're being sucked down by quicksand. One bad thing leads to another bad thing, leads to another bad thing. So don't fall for the quicksand. Just because one bad thing happens doesn't mean it needs to lead to more bad things. Just try to figure out what's going on and try to adapt to it and overcome it. This little destroyer is being a turd burglar. I'm going to have to get rid of that guy. All right, research. 1 more month for the new submarine hull. And then we got to build a whole crap ton of submarines. Whole bunch of submarines. We have plenty of tonnage to build submarines. Is there anything new cruiser-wise? What was the last thing that we managed to unlock here? Heavy cruisers, we have 16,500 ton heavy cruiser. Ship design. Heavy cruisers. This would be the latest heavy cruiser we have. So yeah, we have quite a few. Okay, it's time. Let's go ahead and design a new heavy cruiser, boys. Let's do it. Have I played the Toulon? I have not. I actually played the, what's the tier 7? I didn't get the tier 6. I did end up with a tier 7. Holy mother of battleships, Batman. Oh, God. What's going on? Okay, there we go. That's the super battleship hull. But yeah, that's what we're using to build our newest battleship. Where is our heavy cruisers? Modern Heavy Cruiser 2 hull. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. No more little freaking casemates, but look at that hull, baby. Oof. She's sleek. She's sleek. And we're going to max out the stats because we can. Also thinking about maxing out the beam, but we'll see. All right, main tower, we're going to go with the modern tower 2. Do something like that. Secondary, we're going to go with the compact tower 19. Yeah, actually, we're going to go with the modern secondary tower 3. There we go. Get those nice and tight. Dude, these things are... Dude, these, like, modern towers for the Japanese are kind of nutty, I ain't gonna lie. Like, they're all kind of crazy. Do we just go ahead and max out this too? Can't go above 16,500. Okay. Close enough. Dude, it's so hard to get this slider to go where I want it. See, now it's saying I can't build above 16,500 again. There we go. 16,482 tons will be our maximum tonnage we can do here. We want this thing capable of doing 30 knots if we can. I'd like 32 potentially. Yeah, we can actually get away with 32 knots. Can we get like 35? Okay, 35's possible. What about 30, like 37? 37's a little too much. All right, let's go for like 35 knots. Then we'll go for funnels. Let's go ahead and make sure we got standard crew quarters, oil. We'll see what we can get away with there. We're going to go with the geared turbines too. Auxiliary, the best shaft. We'll go with electro-hydro steering 2. Krupp 4. Anti-torpedoes. Part of me wants to go with anti-torpedo 5 here. I think we'll go with it. Might as well. Triple hull bottom as well. Reinforced bulkheads. Citadel 4. So we've got a turtleback armor scheme. Get that stereoscopic 5 rangefinder. Sonar 3. RDF. So we've got radar. Depth charge 4. So these things have some anti-submarine capabilities. If we go with Super Funnel 1, that gives us 51%, so that's kind of perfect. Can we move this further back? We cannot. Okay, so if we go with just normal draft boilers, we get 102% engine efficiency with this. So I don't hate that. We already have a 39.6 pitch and a 41 roll. So mainly because we have no armor on this ship. Barbettes wise, I do want to have some barbettes. I have no idea what kind of barbettes we should run on this thing. What do we got for main guns? Let's see what we got. So we got 10-inch Mark IVs, 9-inch Mark IVs, 8-inch Mark IVs. Let's look at their accuracy out to what? Let's see. 40-second reload. Accuracy out to 10,000 meters is 1.4 versus 2.1. Okay, so the 10-inch guns are more accurate and only take 10 seconds longer to reload. So I think we go with the 10-inch guns here. Main guns firing. Since we gotta have probably medium superimposed barbette. So we'll go with the medium superimposed barbette 2. Do something like that. Something like that. See if we can throw a couple of 10-inch turrets on here. Could go quads. Quad tech is probably not the way to go here, because quads are pretty brutal in terms of their accuracy penalties. So yeah, if you look at 10,000 meters, these 10-inch guns will be accurate at 1.7%. These go up to, these are slightly more accurate at 10,000, but lower than 10,000, they're less accurate. So seems like the quads are more accurate at anything beyond 5,000 meters, which is going to be everything we fire at. So let's do that. It's 300 more tons for one extra barrel per turret. Is it worth it? Oh god, that's way bigger than I gave it credit for. Turns out a quad gun is massive. Yeah, we are overweight. Shocker. Okay, can we slide this back a little bit? Get that nice and tight. And to reduce the size of the citadel, though, let's be honest, the size of the citadel is substantial. Alright, part of what's going to cause us to be heavy is... Let's take this out. See, that's an extra 300 per turret. So that's an extra 1,200 tons right there. We could just go with triple turrets. Probably should just go with triple turrets. That's still a 12-gun broadside. The meme in me wants to go with, like, quad turrets. I will see if we can't pull this off. I don't want to go electrical. Let's go standard AP, actually. How fast would these reload right now? 42 seconds. As much as I want to have these quad turrets, I don't think it's economical. So I think we go with triples. Still want to keep the 10-inch guns if we can. I mean, we could go with 9-inch guns and go for quads. Those are 685 tons per. So that would save us 300 tons per turret as well. So do we stick with the 10-inch guns? Biggest change is the 10-inch 3-barrel is only a 33 caliber gun versus the 10-inch 4-barrel being 49 caliber gun. What do we get out of the 9-inch? This is a 39 caliber. This is a 49 caliber. All right, let's try a 9-inch quad. Still overweight, but much closer. And we haven't even put secondaries on this thing yet either. I would say definitely want to have some 5-inch secondaries. Okay, I lied. Apparently we can't. Dude, even the 4 inches can't fit on this thing. Alright, if we reduce the width of this thing, let's take us down to 0. It's going to reduce our overall displacement, but it's also going to make it easier for our ship to push through the water to maintain this kind of speed. We can drop the speed if we have to as well, because I do want to armor this thing. In fact, let's set this thing for 30 knots. Yeah, see, that saves us quite a bit of weight. We can drop some of the turret armor as well, but I kind of want to see what it's going to take for me to get, like, clearly 3-inch guns are going to fit on this. And then 2-inch guns. There's a lot of 4-inch or 3-inch shells going downrange. And these are 3-inch Mark IVs. The 2-inch are Mark V 2 inches. We're still underweight. These are reloading in, how much? 4.4 seconds. Secondaries are going to be maximum HE, that's fine. We also want to make sure we're using tube powder and TNT-4. That reduces our weight even further. It also makes these reload even faster. These are now reloading in 4.2. The main turrets are reloading in 31.8. Like the part of me that really wants triples also knows that, or quadruples also knows that it's impractical. Since I mean, we don't need a 16 gun broadside. We wouldn't have torps on this thing either. This thing is purely a gunboat, which means we need to have some defenses, and that's what's worrying me right now. So that's why I'm contemplating going down to the triple barrels. I think we will. I think we'll go down to the triple barrel 9-inch. These are going to save us another 200 tons per turret. In theory, we should be able to get them a little bit closer as well, because they're a smaller turret overall, which should save us quite a bit of armor in terms of the Citadel. Okay. That gives us quite a bit of armor potential. We have reduced the overall size of the Citadel as well, which is always good. I mean, we could potentially throw some torps on this thing. Maybe not. There's really just not enough room. It's not quite wide enough for, like, a quad. What about 4s? Can't get a quad, or... yeah, I can't get a quad. Or triple. Nah. Just can't. I mean, we could potentially put the torps here at the back or something. Like, to have some torpedoes. Like, we could throw, like, a quintuple torp here at the back. That gives it some torpedoes. Still feel like if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have like two quintuple launchers. That'll give us 10 torps on either side of the ship. Standard torp propulsion. Currently these things reach out to 12.2 kilometers. If we go with fast torpedoes, what does that give us? 8 kilometers of range. I feel like that's fine. And then go with like 22-inch torpedoes. It gives us 8.6 kilometers of range. Kind of want to see if we can get these further back. Something like that. That should give me a better launch angle. Unfortunately, that's really going to hinder that fucking turret, though, isn't it? Yeah. one quintuple launcher on either side with 22-inch torpedoes. These are 559 millimeter torpedoes. Not quite up to where we would like for the Japanese, but should still be capable. Plus, they're all the way at the back of the ship, so they've got a pretty solid launch angle on anything that we may come up against. As well as the fact that, like, if they do detonate, they're so far back, like, they're not into the citadel or anything like that. So it should be contained to the rear of the ship if they do detonate. Overall, I think this thing's going to be rough when it comes to maneuvering and being accurate, just due to the fact we have so much weight so high up, because all our secondaries are on the towers and stuff. But it should be a formidable little ship. So let's go ahead and see what we can do in terms of... We have 206% engine efficiency, which is more than we need. We currently have an aft weight offset. I could get rid of this, which gets rid of some of the aft weight offset. Takes us still at 103. That also saves us some weight because these things weigh how much? 221 tons. All right. I think that's going to do just fine. These are 39 caliber guns. I would like them to be a little better than that. So let's keep an eye on how much these things weigh. These things currently weigh 466 tons. If I increase the length of these 9-inch guns to whatever they max out at, they now weigh 557 tons, so they're a little bit heavier, but that makes them 45 caliber guns, which are much, much better. It's going to make them more accurate overall. It does increase the reload time by a bit. Reload time is still 33.9 seconds. That's freaking fantastic. And is only going to get better with time. So I don't hate that. Okay, let's figure out armor situation. I don't want to go under 10 inches of barbette armor. As far as side armor on the 9-inch guns, I think 10 inches should do. That'll make them a little lighter as well. Top armor, 1.5 is fine. I don't need to lower that any. We have some Citadel armor, so I'm not going to worry about that right off the top of my head. Main belt, though, we definitely need some of that. So let's see what we can get away with. I would like at least 9 inches. We can get away with a 9-inch main belt. That's huge. Deck armor, I would like more than an inch of deck armor, but we'll see what we can get away with. Superstructure, we're going to go with 2 inches. Let's go with like 4-inch 4. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get away with that. Oh, lordy. We're going to have to drop the main belt down probably to 7 inches. We're still over. Oof. Let's go with 2 inches on the conning tower. I don't want to mess with this. Whew. I really don't want to go much lower than a 7-inch main belt. But I'm going to have to. I guess we'll go to 6-inch main belt. And then drop the, let's see, we still have an aft weight offset, so maybe drop some of the aft armor down to counteract that. Let's go down to 3, and then drop this down to kind of get us close. We're so close. There we go. That gets us there. It's not a very well armored cruiser, if we're being honest, but for what it is, I mean, it's very expensive as well. $343 million per ship, but it packs a wallop. It's got good coverage for battleships and cruisers. We're firing 9-inch guns. What is the penetration on these things? So if we're looking at like 7,500 to 5,000 meters, I mean, we're looking at 21 to 18.5 inches of armor penetration. That's deck. What about belt armor? Or no, that's belt armor. Deck armor's up to 0.2 inches. Yeah, that's not ideal. Of course, at that range, we're not really getting plunging fire anyway. I mean, these guns should be able to punch above their weight. In theory. We'll see. Only time will tell. What do we call this thing? What do you guys got for me? What do we call this monstrosity? Gojira, we've already had that as a battleship. What up, Grim Gripper? Good to see you. Yui's in the chat. Appreciate you dropping in. Sean Riley, appreciate you dropping in. V-Man, appreciate you. Call it Godzilla. IJN Rixia. Is Siryu, the blue dragon of Kyoto. I kind of like that. The Siryu. Gandalf. Suzga. Kaiju class. We already did a Kaiju class battleships. Yair, good to see you as well. Asuna. I kind of like the Siryu. I think we'll go with that. So this will be the Siryu class. Don't worry, we will need some new names because we're going to build a couple of these. I don't think we're going to go crazy with them because we don't really have the tonnage for that. These are, what is the tonnage? 15,500? 15,600? All right, well, that's our new class of heavy cruiser. I didn't even look to see what like the build time was, so they're probably going to take some time to build, probably 20 months. Maybe we'll get lucky. What up, Vaughn James? How's it going? We will need some names. We will build probably, I don't know, six of these or something like that. So keep some names in mind, and then we will name these once we start building them. You wants Yakuza KKK or Yakuza, the Yakuza. Ema, welcome as well. Appreciate you dropping in. Krill as well. Thank you for dropping in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. All right, so we're going to build a couple of these for sure. I want to build like 6 of them. Might not be able to build all 6 of them at the same time. We actually can build all 6. That's fucking crazy. Our shipbuilding capacity is insane. And we're still increasing it. Like, we're building 6 of these monsters at the same time that we're building a super battleship, for God's sakes. All right, so we will have probably 3 of these in a division. Or maybe we go with 2 of them in a division so we can have 3 separate fleets. How do we want to do this? Probably 2 of them in a division. That makes sense. All right, so we will set 2 of these to... I probably should take these to, like, the Black Sea, to be honest. Where are you? It's Vladivostok. Can we not build in, like, Oh, there's Crimea. Okay. So there, we'll send those to Crimea. We will send 2 of these to... not necessarily Australia. Don't need them down there. Singapore, maybe? Singapore seems like a good place for a couple of cruisers. I kind of want to spread them out. And then these 2 will be part of the Balkans. So we will send them up to Kronstadt. Central Russia. There we go. All right. It's going to take 19 months to build them. So I was pretty close with the whole 20-month prediction. Well, we got big guns coming up. Fucking go figure. As soon as I decide to use 9-inch guns. Okay, so that's huge. Once these guys get built, we can refit them immediately and get the Mark V 9-inch guns, which is going to be ridiculous. That's going to be a huge upgrade. Like, Mark Vs are ridiculous. We also have some new turret tech coming up, which is going to be advanced electro-hydraulic turrets. So that's also going to be good for us. I didn't even see that. Submarine next upgrade is going to be there. Cruiser design. What was it? What about our light cruisers? What is the best light cruisers we have to offer right now? 15,000 ton light cruiser. I think that's what we started in 1925, right? That's 10,000. I think this is the experimental light cruiser hull. Maybe we check and see if we can design a new light cruiser. We'll see. I don't know if there's a new light cruiser hull. I think the experimental light cruiser hull is like the most modern, and I think we already built or already have that. I will get to the names here in a moment, guys. I didn't forget. I just want to check on, before we get into naming, we might as well see what we got. Okay, so we have the experimental torpedo cruiser, which is this. That's what we already have. This one is 119 hull form. So this is the modern light cruiser. Oh, yes, please. Hello, gorgeous. All right, we're building a new light cruiser, too. This is the year of the cruiser. Let's go. All right, main tower. Modern Tower 4. I might end up making this thing a little funky, I ain't gonna lie. In terms of rear tower. Actually, slide this forward even further. Rear tower 7. There we go. That means we can have a gun here, a gun here, a gun here, plus maybe some torpedo tubes back here in the back or something. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and throw the quintuple torpedo tubes back here on the back before I forget. Is it better to have them there, or since we're going to have a gun back there, would it be better to have them, like, up here? We'll have to... We may end up moving these. I do want to go ahead and make them... the 22-inch torpedoes. Standard is fine. God dang it. God! I wish they would make it to where, like, when you click on stuff, if it wouldn't be, like, over top of the scroll. Let's go fast torpedoes. That gives us 8.6 kilometers of range, if I remember correctly. Screw it. Main guns. 5-inch guns seem like they would be great, but I kind of want to go 6-inch guns. These are much heavier, though, so we're not going to be able to do as much with it. We can go double barrel guns, though. So throw like a 6-inch gun there, 6-inch gun there, 6-inch gun there. And maybe we just leave it as that. In that case, I mean, that gives us 8 guns. Should be decently accurate and decently fast reload. These are also Mark IVs. So we'll see what we can get away with there. I do want to put the torpedoes further back, since we're not going to have a gun on the lower platform. So we can put the torps like back there. Like, again, isolates the torpedoes in case they get detonated. They should be minimal damage to the ship overall, hopefully. Or at least it can be contained towards the back of the ship. Let's go ahead and add the Barbette 5. In terms of speed, 35 knots really should be plenty for a light cruiser. I always forget, we can also adjust range if we need to. I do want to make this thing longer. It should help with the speed as well by stretching out the length of the hull. Let's go with oil. Normal is fine. Gear turbines. Auxiliary. Shaft. Electro-hydro. Krupp 4. Triple hull bottom. Reinforced bulkheads. Anti-flood 3. Citadel 4. So a turtleback armor scheme on a light cruiser. Seems a little bit crazy. John Aaron coming in with the $2. Soviets BB line still worth grinding out on World of Warships. I mean, if you are looking for a challenge, I mean, they're not bad ships. It's just rough with the meta of HE spammers to only have a certain number of damage cons. But they're not bad ships at all. What can we do here? We have a 4-weight offset, so we would want to put this thing further back. That only gives us 75% engine efficiency. So what if we take the bigger one? That gives us 85% engine efficiency. So we would probably take 2 of these. We still have a 4-weight offset that's pretty abysmal. So I can shift all this stuff to the back a little bit. So if we bring this back as far as I'm comfortable. Move that back. Move that back. That gives us a 4-weight offset of 14.6, which isn't nearly as bad. Also go 2 powder. Give me some TNT 4 up in here. Building for maximum HE is probably the best bet. High capacity HE though. And then maybe go with capped ballistic 2s. So if we do need to use AP, we can. But thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate you. Also, Launces, I think I called you out for your 13 months. If I didn't, I apologize. Can get some goats in the chat for Jessica, Launces, and John. I know we already put some goats in the chat earlier for the absolute insanity that occurred. But I do appreciate you guys. All right, so what do we do with this thing? We have plenty of tonnage, surprisingly. Engine efficiency is quite good. Oh, because we haven't actually done anything here. This is going to throw some dampers. Still got plenty of tonnage, surprisingly. Okay. We need secondaries. I would like 3-inch secondaries if we can. We can put some 3-inch secondaries on this thing. Big. Throw. Wait, why? Like, if that can do decent, why can't this? I feel like that's a bug. I feel like we should be able to get more there. Put 2 there. Got a couple of 2-inch guns up high. Don't know how useful they'll be. Have another 2-inch gun there. Those boats should disappear in theory. Thank you. It is a little bit wider than the rear, which is kind of triggering. It's probably why we can't put a 3-inch gun there. It gives us an extra 2-inch gun. Maybe we throw another 2-inch gun up here at the front. Just give us some secondaries. All the more DACA if we need it. All right. Other than that, we want to go with semi-automatic reloading. We are set up for maximum HE. We have high capacity HE. All of this looks fine. What is our range? Range is 26,500 kilometers. That seems ridiculous. Let's go ahead and add all the armor that we want. These are currently 38 caliber guns. What are their reloads? Reload is 10 seconds. That's pretty solid. Accuracy, not great. What if we maxed it out? If we take this all the way up to 15% more barrel, now suddenly this can't fit. This becomes a 44 caliber gun, which is slightly more accurate. Reload time has been almost increased by 50%. Is that worth it? It's 19%. So if we go back down to 0. Nah, it's not worth it. The accuracy that we're getting is minimal over what we would have, so I'll take the reload in this case. Okay, I think that is the setup for the actual ship, so let's see what we can do in terms of armor on this thing. Barbette, I definitely want to try to increase the barbette if we can. Okay, can a little bit. Armor-wise, like, let's just max this out. Should be able to get away with, like, maxing out the armor. Okay, now we're overweight. I do want at least like 2 inches of superstructure armor. 4-weight offset kind of got heavy. Not ideal. It's the problem with these raised decks, man. Oh, this can be dropped back down to 2. In terms of deck armor, can reduce that a little bit. Okay, that gets us under the limit. So maybe we go for main deck. Actually, let's go for Citadel armor instead. Okay, let's go for like an extra inch. And then just add some belt armor. There we go. All right, I think that'll do. I don't think we need to go too crazy. We've maxed out the barbette armor, which we need. Don't want to lose this thing to flash fires. It's got barbette 4 or barbette 5, so it should be pretty resilient to flash fires anyway, but I still don't want to take that chance on a lightly armored ship like this. Got a lot of range though. We could probably reduce that. That gives us a little bit more tonnage to play with. Can we then go ahead and max this out? We're not going to max it out, but definitely add some more to it. Okay, we actually can max out the main deck. Yeah, can't go any further there. Okay, we're at 31.4. Okay, we can max that out. basically, I'm just trying to balance the ship out. We're now not in the like yellow and red for the 4-weight offset. We're still bad on pitch and roll, but that's to be expected. Again, I have yet to build like a ship that's capable of not being like yellow in the pitch and roll, but they all still perform pretty well, so I don't really talk about it. I can add a little bit more armor, so I'm going to. There we go. All right. And I think that'll do it. What do we call this thing? It's got 6-inch guns, which should be 152 millimeters, roughly. This should be a fierce little turd. Should be a fierce little turd. What up, Blood? How's it going? Luscious, good to see you. Vincent, appreciate you dropped. Yeah, sorry guys. Like when I'm actually designing, it's hard for me to keep up with you guys, so I do apologize. Valen, good to see you as well. Me, good to see you. Davi, appreciate you dropping in. Move the aft turret onto lower deck. I could, but that would also increase the size of the Citadel. So that means we would have to armor more of the ship heavier. It would help with the balance. We could move things back, and then that would help with the balance of the ship. But we're within reason. It's not crazy. Try offsetting your secondaries. I mean, we could probably get rid of these. Like, these only weigh 1.7 tons, though. Like, it's inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. The Huktula, the Sukomo, the Dumir. What up, Johnny? Nicholas, welcome. The Demo. Wonder why you would call it that. The Yaki. I kind of like that, actually. Let's go with Yaki. I like it. I don't know why I like it. I just like it. We'll call it the Yaki class. Save the design. Okay. I'm gonna try to stream this tomorrow night as well, guys. I want to try to push this forward. I'm probably not gonna stream for the full 4 hours today because I did just get home from the gym and I'm extremely exhausted. My back is just like aching right now, and I need to get a shower and I'm hungry. So I probably won't stream for the full 4 hours, but I will try to stream at least tomorrow night and maybe Saturday night as well as Sunday. We'll see. No promises, but I'm going to try. Anyway, where are we at? So we are losing $55 million per turn right now. Shocker. We can get that under control, no problem. We have some tonnage to play with. So let's build... Let's start with like 8 of these. That's over the limit, unfortunately. All right, suspend. Suspend. So we'll have to. We can only build 6 of them for now, but we'll have 8 of them scheduled. It's going to take 14 months to build them. So now we need some names. We've got the Siryu class. We need 5 names for them. And so I will start looking through Kuroshino. God dang it. There we go. I'm just gonna start grabbing names, guys. The Buzu. Amiryu. Asuna. It's, if I do end up using one of your names, please don't write more names. I want to try to get everybody involved if I can. What did I just say it was? Asuna? I think it was Asuna. And then we have one more heavy cruiser. Obake or Obaki? Obaki? Would it be Obaki? I think it would be Obaki. All right. And then light cruisers, we need, what, 7 names? Susie. Hikiguru. Exu. Hirui. Like I said, guys, if you've already had a name of yours taken, go ahead and... Oh, actually, I'm renaming all of the previous light cruisers too. So we've got a lot of light cruiser names. But if I have used your light cruiser or your name for your cruisers, please don't add more names. I want to try. I got you for Demo or Demo. We did get an Amiru, right? Yeah, Amiryu. We already got that one, Jaden. The Gaijin. Yeah, Hear You is one. I don't know why somebody, like, I just went off of what you guys are typing in chat. All right, Grand Admiral, appreciate you dropping in, my dude. Zero. Have a good night, Zachary. Appreciate you dropping in. Akihiko. Akihiko? I know there are people watching that are Japanese, and they are probably cringing at my pronunciations right now. Kurame? Okay, now we're officially on to the Yaki class. So we've got 7 names. And again, if you guys have already been chosen, if one of your names has already been chosen, please don't type a name in. Let some of the others get a chance. What up, David? How's it going? Wazaki? Azakaze. Did we already do the Huck Chulo? Okay, we'll do that. Huck Chulo. Chula. Can't read. Alright, 3 more names. The Hosho. Hirohito. And the Daichi. And if you guys didn't get a chance to name something, there will be plenty of opportunities as the campaign progresses. So make sure you guys tune back in for each episode. I try to stream on a consistent schedule. I know it's been a little inconsistent the last couple of weeks, but I do try. All right, so we have 8 of these being built. So I think we're going to, again, set them up for 2 of them per division. 2 of them will go up to Kronstadt. 2 of them will go to... where did we end up going? Singapore. 2 of them will be... trying to think of where else we took the heavy cruisers. We built 6 of them. I guess I could just look. Kronstadt. Sevastopol? Really? Oh, Crimea. I forgot about that. Crimea. Where are you, Crimea? There we go. All right, and the last 2 should go to... probably Sarawak. Either that or the Philippines. Bangladesh might not be a bad one. Yeah, I think we go with Manila. We'll send the 2 of them to Manila. We can always have these guys meet up with one of our battleship fleets. But yeah, I just want to be able to have more ships spread out to be useful. But yeah, there you have it. So we are currently right at our limit in terms of shipbuilding capacity. We're 52% of the way there. We are losing $191 million per turn, which is pretty ridiculous. But we do have $8.4 billion in the bank, so losing $190 million, probably not the worst. So we're just going to hold for now. I'll keep losing money for the time being. I ain't worried. As far as politics go, we have reduced their army logistics to 62%. We are at 60%, so our army logistics is about to pass them, hopefully in the next turn. So let's go. Yeah, Torch. I mean, I'm hoping that even if the developers don't come up with a way to allow us to play some of the other nations, I would love to see the like modding community, because there is starting to be some mods out there. I would love to see some mods work on it. I have tried messing around with the save files to see if it's possible. it is possible to play as another nation, but the problem is I don't know how to switch like ships, like ship models. Like I would have to switch out like a major nation ship models with the ship models for the minor nations. So it is possible. I tried to do it with Greece, but again, there was just nothing I could build. I couldn't build anything. There was no hulls available. So I've got to figure out how I can do that. Once we figure that out, we can have all kinds of fun. We can role play as any of the nations. If I can figure out how to add hulls from other countries or copy hulls from other countries to the minor nations. If I figure that out, we will do some minor nation playthroughs. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm just getting into figuring out how to like edit the save files of campaigns and stuff. But I did manage to make it think that I was Greece as a playthrough. So there's that. At least I'm on the right track. I just couldn't build anything because there were no hulls. So if I figure out how to get the hulls and the weapons and stuff like that to the minor nations, then we'll be golden. Okay, this little DD is at it again. What is his speed? He has a maximum top speed of 37.3 knots. Our destroyers are capable of 38.4 knots. So we should be able to catch up to this guy. What up, Aiden? Appreciate you dropping in. This game is, I think, $40 on PC if you get it through Steam. I could be wrong. Oh, it's 40% off at $20.99. There you go. Now would be the time to pick it up if you want a chance to get this game. Like it should be on sale. I mean, there's a lot of sales going on, so it makes sense. All right, destroyer straight off the bow. Speed up. Wait, there are destroyers that are slowing us down. Detach. Sene. Detach. Actually, you can stay. Like, we should be able to catch up to this guy. In theory. I'm just gonna keep chasing until I catch him. Like I said, it should be possible. Yeah, he's basically right here. He's like 13 kilometers away. I think I saw it. Maybe I didn't. Come on, little destroyers. Chase this little turd down and sink him. I'm tired of him, like, being in my zone. This little turd thinks he can just run away. I will hunt him down. Maybe I won't hunt him down. Like, we should be faster than him. But clearly, it doesn't seem like we're catching up to him. Like, you'd have thought that it would have gotten at least to 10 times 10 by now. Like, we don't even see our other ships back there yet. I don't think we get to see exactly where they're located, like, from a blip standpoint until we get, like, actual radar. Currently, we only have Gen 1 radar, which is just radio position finding. So once we get, like, better radar, which should be coming up, we should start to actually see, like, a circle of where they're at, even if we can't spot them directly. But yeah, I don't think we're catching this guy. I think he's just running. I think the game is glitched out because he's damaged and it won't let me kill him. So maybe next time we will auto resolve and see if we kill him, because he is damaged. So maybe we'll get lucky. But if he's just going to keep running away like that and I'm not actually allowed to catch him. Hey, look, it's the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki class destroyer is considered a modification of a Fubuki class, with main difference being a more advanced high-pressure boilers that offered the same power and less number, allowing the weight savings to be used for improved fire control systems and better torpedo tubes. 4 ships of this class were built during 1930 to 1932 with displacement of up to 2,000 tons at full load and a top speed of 38 knots. The armament was the same with Fubuki, featuring 3 twin 5-inch guns, dual purpose, 3 24-inch torpedo tubes, and 2 AA guns. So yeah, we will auto-resolve that next time. Okay, so now they have sent one of their little turd blossom light cruisers to fight our fleet here. Good luck with that. If your light cruisers can't handle the destroyers, you're definitely not going to be able to handle the rest of my ships. The Fukushima. Yeah, that'd be a good one to pay homage to Fukushima after the disaster that happened in 2011. Between the tsunami and then the whole nuclear plant. It's crazy. I actually just watched another documentary. I've watched so many documentaries on Fukushima. Oh my god, we're already firing on them. Oh, this guy's so screwed. This guy is screwed. He did smoke up, so he's trying to stay away, but yeah, he's not long for this world. I mean, it's just a matter of time, especially with our secondaries. Like, if our destroyer, look at that. That was a 14-inch hit, too. If our destroyer did that kind of damage to him, like, he's got no chance versus our secondaries and our main guns. Sorry, but the Rhineland is, oh my god, another turret is trying to torp me. This is why it's good to have sonar, boys. See that? That little turd tried to torp me. Yeah, there's some fascinating things to learn about the whole Fukushima disaster and how it could have potentially been averted, at least from a nuclear meltdown standpoint. There were a lot of things that led to the nuclear meltdown that were warned about prior to, even like 20 years prior. They had warned them, and multiple times during the 20 years leading up to the Fukushima disaster. I think it was like 20. It may have been like 15 or something like that, but it was warned about. Like they warned, like when they did their like what is it called? What's the word? Their risk assessments. Like they were warned that a tsunami of the exact size that actually happened was possible. and they did nothing about it, which has led to a lot of distrust, from what I understand, a lot of distrust with the local population for the government as well as the power company. So it's definitely a situation that I can feel for, and we have officially been conquered in Eritrea. That's not ideal. What happened to our submarines? Did we just lose our submarines? I figured this was going to happen. Like, this isn't unusual. I don't really care about this at the moment. Like, it's just annoying more than anything. But yeah, so like, yeah, the whole story behind it is fascinating from an outside perspective. Your sister was one of the first ships there when she was in the Navy. Well, that's interesting. What up, Chan? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that was one of the things that they talked about too, is that the diesel generators were too close or too low, and were susceptible to flooding. Clearly, let alone a tsunami of the magnitude that hit. All right. Are we getting unrest because we're losing money? No, we're still fine. We're still fine. Okay, beautiful. How are we doing in terms of the killing of their stuff? How did they just go from fucking like 60% logistics up to 99%? I'm calling horseshit. We just had this guy down to like 60%, and suddenly they are way back up to 99%. That is horseshit, man. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Alright. You're irritating me. I'm gonna send like transport, or send people to blow up your transports everywhere at this point. How we doing here? 8%. These are gonna take a long time to finish. They now have 106,000 people there. God, it's so frustrating that the AI cheats like that. All right. Let's go ahead and send these guys over towards... dude, there are so many places we can just harass transports. I think we go over here to harass transports. It's going to take how many turns? 5 turns. It's going to take 5 months to get there. Fair enough. And you will go to a invade stance. This is a single destroyer. Get with your crew, please. Okay. We have 2 destroyers and 3 subs there. 3 subs there. Let's take these 2 destroyers that are here. Oops. Move ships. Let's take these destroyers and go over here and harass their shipping in the Red Sea. They think they can take it away from us and get away with it. And you guys will also be in an invade scenario. I want to destroy their capability of transporting anything. I have no idea what their transport capacity is, but we had them down. We had them down to 60% army logistics, and they just skyrocketed back to 99%. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But hopefully we can stagnate their economy and maybe do something about that too. In the meantime, what are their army capable? Like, if we look at their army force, their maximum army is 4.1 million. What is ours? 3.7 million. So yeah, they got slightly more men to throw at the battle somehow. I mean, I guess maybe all these African nations. Maybe Spain as well, added in with some of France. Who knows? They have a lot of men, so we're going to have to really try. We are losing a lot of money, though. I'd say starting to be concerning. It's really not. Unrest is fine, so we don't have to worry about that. We are still within our rights here. We're at 56%. I feel like this is not going up any further. Am I crazy? Like, I feel like this has not changed. We're going to have to keep an eye on this. It's weird. Yeah, I definitely need to try to like get some destroyers moving around in different places too. I also need to go ahead and start thinking about building our submarines, but I just kind of like filled up our build queue, so I can't build the subs. All right, we're gonna auto-resolve this and hope he sinks. And he did. How did he get fucking heavy damage? God dang this game. Alright, now we actually have a fight. We have a battleship with 13.6-inch guns and a handful of destroyers. And they're going to be taking on our Yagan, Mikasa, Sakushi, and Cthulhu. And a handful of destroyers. Interesting. I don't think that's going to go in their favor. What up, Thor? Welcome to the stream, my dude. Appreciate you dropping in. Alright. Enemy spotted. Make turns, destroyers, you head home. You're already following, beautiful. Turn that off. Turn that off. Straight at the enemy. Speed up. Already seeing them at 24.5 kilometers. For once, our ships didn't crash into each other. I lied. That guy totally just crashed into the back of that battlecruiser. Alright, speed up time. Got smoke off to the starboard bow. Yeah, I mean, it totally didn't almost rip the entire bow off of Wisconsin when a destroyer decided to run into it. To the point where they just couldn't fix it. They had to just like cut it off and patch another piece of the ship that wasn't finished onto it. Oh shit. Dodge torpedoes, dodge torpedoes. Woo, that was fucking close. That was real fucking close. Big hits on the... whatever that was. their battleship right here, so that's our #1 priority. You can see how far away the destroyers are capable of launching torpedoes now, so we gotta at least respect that. Focus the battleship, please. I said focus the battleship, please. We haven't even slowed down to make us more accurate. We're just like letting this roll. This guy is getting absolutely dismantled. He's already lost 23% of his crew. And he's dead. Yep. To be expected, I suppose. Look at the amount of shells these freaking battleships can send down range with the secondaries. Not to mention the primaries. Alright, we're going to turn and go right at these little turrets. Look at these things. That is a lot of guns, man. Needless to say, I built my battleships with the ability to absolutely murder little torpedo boats. Alright, I don't fool around with that. This ain't World of Warships where the torpedo boats get to walk around and do as they please. Our battleships will murder torpedo boats. As all things should be. I mean, we're still spotted. We know they're over here because we're RPFing them. You can see there's smoke right there. Looks like they're going from right to left, potentially. So, if we want to intercept them, since we're not as fast as they are, we want to turn out to the left here. We are capable of 25 knots, so... Okay, they're engaging with their guns, so they are very close. And now they die. Oh, you little turds. Trust me. You're not going to be able to hide forever. Oh, Jesus. You little bastards. Whoop. Look out. Thank God it was a dud. That could be nasty. Okay, we got away with it. Alright. Proceed to murder their asses! We took a dud. Thank God it was a dud. That was a big hit. That was 34,000 damage. No, 3,400 damage. I think they stacked two ribbons on top of each other. Oh my God! Murder him! And the game ends before the torpedo arrives, so it never happened. That torpedo never happened. Yeah, you definitely do not want to fuck around with my battleships. Actually, in that sense, I mean, you guys see the amount of secondaries I'm willing to put on a fucking light cruiser, for God's sakes. You don't want to fuck around with any of my ships. They will murder your face hole. They are fully capable of absolute murder. Yeah, they spotted for a second, then disappeared. Just like Legends. You're not wrong. I ain't gonna lie, man. My quads seem like they've gotten bigger over the last 4 weeks. I've been really training quads hard because I feel like that's my biggest deficiency in a squat. So like I've been training my quads really hard, and it definitely seems to be working. Like my quads feel massive all of a sudden. And I just finished a quad workout today. We do for working my quads, we do squat, but we do a raised heel squat, which puts more of the weight on your quads rather than using your glutes as much. And then I do the leg press with a focus on my quads as well. So I have my feet very low but really wide on my leg presses. Again, puts a lot of the weight mostly on your quads. Then we do the leg extensions, which focuses on your quads. We do heavy. I do heavy of those for 10 to 12 reps for multiple sets, and then I do the hamstring curls, seated hamstring curls. So my legs are cooked, man. Sitting here like trying to like keep my feet moving to keep them from like cramping up, because my legs are trying to cramp up on me. All right. All right, this guy should be able to head out. Let's send them down. Send them down here for now. I could split them up and have like the destroyers break off. But the problem with that is I don't want them running out of fuel. Like, if they get out here, we don't really have any bases out here anymore. I guess we do have this. I don't know if that's close enough. But this guy seems to be coming in, so we're going to try to, like, intercept him. These guys are running. Actually, this guy's coming in as well. But this guy's running. He's going to Wilhelmshaven. Meanwhile, up here, we have a power projection that is far superior to the Germans. So we are definitely trying to annihilate the Germans' abilities up there. They are back down to 90% army logistics. So we're still eating into their transports. Are they in a recession yet? No. We've almost stagnated them. Their growth per month right now is 0.096. If we can get that stagnated and maybe get them into a recession, that would also help us. Start costing them money. But their GDP currently is $328 billion. Ours is $285 billion. I think when we started this campaign, our GDP was something like $14 billion. Something like that. So we have come a long ways. A long ways. All right, we actually are over our tonnage again. Who's being repaired? Oh, it's Azeroth. It's going to be repaired for 9 months. Oof. Can't do that. Can't do that. Let's suspend another one of these. It's now going to take 7 months to repair Azeroth. It is an Akuma class heavy cruiser. Okay, other than that, we just keep it rolling. We are starting to cut into the monthly balance, so we're down to only losing 164 million per turn. Welcome back, Jaden. Appreciate you dropping in. A-Train, good to see you. Welcome. It has been a while. You just burnt yourself on an engine that was 180 degrees. Yeah, you gotta be careful, dude. Gotta be careful. It has not been built yet, my guy. It takes time. It's gonna take something like 18 months to build the new ships. So we got a long time before we can get those ships into service. Oh. I think we'll call it here at January of 1929. and then we'll pick this stream up tomorrow night. So I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We got a couple more turns here, but shouldn't be too much going on in the next couple of turns. How is Boise? Boise's fantastic. Boise is essentially a Helena, so if you've ever played the Helena, you know what you're getting into. Boise, I think... I can't remember everything about it. The Boise and the Helena, they're like the same, but they're slightly different. One of them has a different engine, I think. So I think one of them slightly faster than the other. I could be wrong. I think Boise... See, one of them is a Brooklyn-class cruiser. I just can't remember which one it is. Like, I don't know if it's Boise or if it's Helena that's a Brooklyn-class. But one of them is a Brooklyn-class cruiser. But they're basically identical. The only difference is one of, like, the Brooklyns ended up with a different engine, I think. Or different, oh god, steam turbines or something. I forget what it is. But it's something like that. Britain and Germany are now at war. We have U-boats from the Germans coming after our fleet in the North Sea. They have a stealth rating of just 3.4, so these are not very good U-boats. They do have mines, which is slightly concerning, but we do have several destroyers, so we should have plenty of anti-torpedo, anti-submarine capability. What is our ASW rating? Like, we have depth charge type 3, we have sonars, like, we have veteran crews. Like, we should be able to not take too much damage from these guys, and we should be able to annihilate them. Especially with 4 DDs here that are all kitted out to kill subs. Okay, we sunk one, and we did damage to the others. We took no damage in return. That was as good as we could have asked for. Love it. We unlocked improved gearboxes. Syria would like a Little Dragon class destroyer. Okay. We could probably do that. Britain is starting to get pissed off at us for attacking or being so aggressive with transports in the North Sea. As much as I hate to hear that, I honestly couldn't care less, Britain. What are our relations? -30. Okay, so they are starting to get a little bit upset. So we will improve relations with Britain. I don't really care, but I don't really want to fight Britain and Germany at the same time. So for the time being, we'll try to keep things sweet between me and Britain for now. We do want to go back to war with them at some point and grab up some of this territory over here. That is a thing. How are we doing over here? We have been pushed back completely. You hate to see it. I don't know how we're getting pushed back. I mean, we got 311,000 people from one army. We have 21 or 64,000 from another army. They have a total army force of 42,000. Tell me how they're pushing me back. Like, that makes no sense. From a army logistics standpoint, we're only at 60% still. The Germans should be... They're back up to 94. How do they keep going higher? They're losing ships. They're losing transports. How are they getting more? Please explain that, devs. How does the army logistics work? It's supposed to be like their ability to protect their transports directly affects their army logistics. So the fact that we're destroying transports in the North Sea, we're actively positioning ourselves to hopefully destroy more transports in other territories. Like, they should start hemorrhaging their ability to do anything useful. This guy is having to go all the way around the map because he's now at war with Britain. So they closed the Strait of Gibraltar because Britain still owns Gibraltar, which is kind of funny. So now their fleet of battlecruiser and such is going to have to go all the way around. They are about to take Estonia, though. If they take that, it will be interesting to see if they do try to take Central Russia from us with a land battle, that would be real bad. I ain't gonna lie. That would actually force us into thinking about calling a end to this war, probably. Because I don't want to lose territory. Especially big territory. Okay, we have depth charges type 5 coming up. That'll be nice. Also have some new new magnetic mines coming up. Okay, what do we got over here though? Modern naval formations. It's a little behind in that sense, but it's good to have. Ooh, what do we got coming up here? Large battleship hulls. As if having super battleships weren't already unlocked. Lovely. You love it. All right. With that being said, let's keep it going. Yeah, the little dragons were an older class of destroyer. It was one of our experimentals, I think. So I don't mind building that for them. War continues. More of their transports die. We have a heavy cruiser with 9.1-inch guns. This is another Bavaria class, so we will just wipe the floor with them. We've got lots of stuff being built. It just takes time. Like, we've got a super battleship being built. We've got, what, six heavy cruisers being built. We've got 8 light cruisers being built. So it just takes time. Alright, enemy is spotted to the southeast. Go ahead and make turns. You can stay in formation, I don't mind. Should be seeing him any moment. They've already spotted us, but that's because we are freaking massive. I mean, look at the Shogun, man. Look at this thing. It's got casemates everywhere. It's got gigantic secondaries. I mean, these are 8-inch secondaries. No, maybe they're 6 inches. 6-inch secondaries. These gigantic 14-inch guns aren't really gigantic anymore, but still. You get the point. It's a bad day to be the enemy battleship. I'm actually building ships that are larger than the Yamato, but we don't have the guns quite yet to really go for the 18-inch battleship. I think we have 17-inch guns, but we'll get there. I would love to end up building a battleship with the 21-inch guns at some point, just for the memes. What up, Ace? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. I mean, we already have 16-inch guns on the ships, so we're at 15.3, so we are closing. Take a look at this thing. Okay, this is a very, very old battleship. This is pre-Dreadnought. Yep. It's got no chance. It's got no chance. Super Dreadnought, free Dreadnought. Good luck. The firepower difference between this ship and that ship is insane. Not to mention the armor protection and speed capability. Like, it's not even close. He may be a smaller target that's harder to hit, but it doesn't matter. He's not long for this world. He did change course. He's going from right to left now, so we're going to change course, try to open up the angle. He is firing at us now with his little pea shooters. Oh, I forgot. This is not a battleship. This is a heavy cruiser. I thought this was a battleship for some reason. It's like, that's a pre-Dreadnought. It is still a very old heavy cruiser. Alright, give me the AP. Honestly, you probably shoot AP out of the secondaries as well. And down he goes. Yep, that's how that works. His little torpedoes were launched way ahead of us. We slowed down and avoided it and just wiped him off the map. Never even took any damage. Yeah. Freaking pagodas, man. What up, Scotty? Appreciate you dropping in. Also, Jacob, how's it going? Yeah, no chance. No chance in hell. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm actually going to try to like work on getting some shared designs. Honestly, if you guys play this game and you have some shared designs and you know how to like copy those files for me, copy those files and send them to me at my Gmail. You can just send them in a file to me. Just put the like subject of your email as like shared designs UAD. I will definitely try to add those shared designs into my game, because I would love to see like some ships that you guys build go up against me in these campaigns. My Gmail is spartanelite43@gmail.com. There's no spaces, no capitals. It's super easy. spartanelite43@gmail.com. So if you guys are interested and you want to send me some of your shared designs, send them in. I will incorporate them into the campaigns. Syria would like some Hideo Kojima class destroyers. They want 2 of them. Alright, we'll do it. Alright, let's see what, let's make sure our finances are in order. We're fine. So we can get away with that. Okay, are we advancing? We are advancing here again. We're not advancing there. The Germans are they're back up to 100% on their frickin' army logistics. This is bullshit. Bullshit. All right. Politics. Did that succeed? And still at okay. We gotta wait. Still at 30%. It's not ideal. Back up to losing $200 million per turn. Not ideal. How close are we now? Let's see. We got 14 more months for our super battleship. We have 15 months for the heavy cruisers. 10 months for the light cruisers. Fair enough. All right. Jessica coming in with another $20 bomb out of nowhere. You have a beautiful design for an Austro-Hungarian heavy cruiser. It's 1910 design. I'll definitely have to share it. Yeah, definitely. Send it in. I know how to add them into my game now. So if you guys want to send me your shared designs, I will add them into the campaign. You have to go into your local files. You should be able to go, like, if you open up your like file viewer, right? You open up like your normal files where you go into like briefcase and all that. Go down to your Windows, whatever drive your Windows is stored on. Double click that. Then you want to click on users. Then you want to click on whatever your username is. Then you want to go to app data. Then you want to go to local low. And then you want to click on Game Labs, which is the developer for Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And then inside that, you'll see the folder for Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Double click that, and you'll see where your game saves are. You can see where like your shared designs and stuff are as well. I know that's kind of crazy.
I have a beautiful design for a Austro-Hungarian CA. It's a 1910 design. I'll definitely have to share it.
I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in a moment when we wrap up the in-game and we save. Because this is November. So we'll go ahead and skip forward again. I'll try to show you guys what I'm talking about. It should be stored, or it should be saved in the same position for everybody. Like I'm pretty sure that when you save it through Steam, like even if you install the game on a different drive, which I do, I have it installed under hard disk drive, or sorry, a external solid state drive, but it still stores the app data under your Windows drive. We sync all their transports. You'll love to see it. We've got the 9-inch Mark Vs. Beautiful. Africa is going to war again because Britain and Germany are in a fight. Let's look at their... Okay, we've reduced them down to 85% again. See if they somehow manage to like swap. They're down to an army force of just 1.8 million now. They have lost so many men so quickly. Holy crap. Okay, we're at 8%. So we are starting to advance over here. That's good for us. They did manage to grab Estonia though. And I'm sure these wars down here with Britain are probably taking a lot of manpower. Because they got multiple wars going on down here that they're having to defend against. Yeah. Like all these little invasions that they're having to defend in Africa and stuff because of the British, like that's going to help us out. They're going to end up having to concede China to us. Have to. It's so far away from any of their provinces. It's so hard for them to defend. And then once we deal with this, then we'll go down here and deal with this. But my biggest goal right now is to finish getting that. But it is December, so we're doing good. And we will go ahead and go to 1929 officially, January of 1929. What up, paramedic? Paramedic, it really does seem complex, but I promise you it's really not that big a deal. Once you start playing it, you'll get the gist of it. It's really not, it's not as crazy as it seems. You can also play, like, there's like sandbox mode. There's, like little, like tutorials and stuff to teach you little things of ship design and stuff that you can play. And then once you do decide to play the campaign, you can play on, easy mode. And then work up in difficulties as you get better and better at the game. And apparently it is on sale. It's 40% off. I guess it's like $21 right now on Steam. So now would be the time to pick it up if you're interested. What up, Lexington? Appreciate you dropping in. Brian as well. Appreciate you. Good to see you guys. Oh, we are pissing everybody off right now because of our invasion tactics. But we have to. We have to knock these freaking German transports out, man. They are losing transports everywhere. Look, they're right back up to 100%. This has got to be a bug. It has to be a bug. They cannot repair their freaking army logistics faster than I can kill them. Like, there's no way. There's no way. There has to be a bug. We are destroying we're destroying transports down here. We're destroying transports up here. We're destroying transports here. Like, they are not it is not possible for them to recover transports faster than we're killing them. There's no way. I refuse to believe it. The AI is simply cheating at this point. But we're up to 8. Yeah, we are going to steamroll them at this point. What is our army logistics? Still 59%. How? I swear they've got it backwards somehow. I don't know how it's working. I really don't. Like, I don't know how they call this. I think the army logistics is bugged. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But with that, I think we are going to go ahead and end the campaign right now, as far as like this particular show. I will go ahead and show you guys where you can find your shared designs and stuff real quick, but we'll save and end here. So if you guys aren't interested in seeing like how you access the files and stuff for your shared designs, I appreciate everybody dropping in. And don't forget, I will try to stream this again tomorrow night and possibly Saturday night. So keep an eye out for this. Usually starts around 9 p.m. Eastern time, so it's a little later in the evening because I do go to the gym first and then come home and try to eat and then do these. But yeah, keep an eye out for those. And I appreciate you guys dropping in. So we're gonna go ahead and save this, and then we will move on and show you guys where you can access the files. It might take me a second to set it up, which is why I said if you're not interested in seeing that, I appreciate you dropping it. All right, we did save. Now I shall show you guys my screen. This is the part where you guys like laugh at me because you see something that you're not supposed to see or something. At some point. You might actually just get a black screen until I find the right thing. I might just show you guys the Spartan logo. Until I find something. Not that I'm saying that I got a bunch of stuff you shouldn't see, but I've got like personal information and stuff, so I don't want people to see that. All right. Let's go ahead and see how I do this. I've got if we go to scene, I should be able to just go to display capture. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and scale fit screen. There we go. I hope you guys can see this. I don't know how well it's going to show up on stream, but I hope you guys can see this. So basically on Windows, click on the little file down here that opens it up, takes you to your home, right? On the left side, you scroll down, you go to your Windows drive. For me, Windows C. Click on that, right? Then you want to go over here and go to your users file. So you go to that. For me, I'm Spart. So whatever your user that you log into Windows on, you'll find it. So I'm Spartan. So click that. And then you want to go to app data, which is right here. Then you want to go to local low. Then you go down to Game Labs, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and this brings you up. Your designs, your shared designs that you save on your game will be right here. So if you click on that, you can see that I do have a 1940 German Empire battleship Sea Jaeger as a design that I saved. So that could be a thing that possibly pops up at some point in the future that we run into. But you can also see your game saves are here. So the first file on your game save will always be save 0. Then the second game save for campaign will be save 1. Save 2 is the third file. Save 3 is fourth file. Save 4 would be your fifth file. There are only 5 files that you can save on your campaign, so keep that in mind. So it'll be save 0 through save 4. You can convert. You have to convert these to JSON files, which you can do in-game. for those of you guys that are wanting to get into, you know, altering your game saves or whatever, I can actually show you guys that too. I just have to open Steam again. Give me a second. Where are you at, Ultimate Admiral? Blue, right there. All right, go to Ultimate Admiral. There we go. All right, in Ultimate Admiral, if you guys are wanting to convert your bin files to JSON files, you go up here to this little star. Okay, click on that. That's your file converter. Again, these are labeled. Your very first save is save 0. Your second save is save 1. Third save would be save 2. Fourth save slot will be save 3. And fifth save slot will be save 4. Okay, and that is based on right here. So you got 5 slots available. So this is save 0, save 1, save 2, save 3, save 4. Okay, I know it's a little confusing, but that's just how the file system works for this. So you click on this. All you have to do is convert to JSON. You don't have to worry about this. It's always good to back up your files. So if you're going to get into any save editing, always make sure you back up your saves. I highly recommend, if you're going to tweak anything, try to do it on a fresh save first. Just pull up a new save on a new campaign or something and get into it. Do some backups. Just get used to doing it. Okay. So now we have a JSON file of save 1. Okay. We exit. I know this completely changed the stream for a moment. I do apologize for those of you who don't really care. But I do want to show you guys. So we go here. All right. Now that we have that, you'll notice that we have save 1 in here twice. You have save 1 bin, which is the actual file for the campaign that the game uses. And then you have the save 1 JSON file. So you have a bin file and a JSON file. All right. There's a nifty little website called JSON Editor Online. This is where I'm like gonna have to. You guys got me going all kind of crazy. I'm like pulling up Chrome. I'm doing all kinds of stuff to try to help you guys out real quick. I know it's a lot, but like if we go properties, we should be able to pull this up. Chrome JSON editor. There we go. Now you guys can see the JSON editor. Okay. And what you do is you come up here to the top and you open a file from disk. It brings up the same thing that you're already looking at. So then you do the exact same thing we did to showcase all of this to begin with, which is go to your Windows folder, go to users, go to your username. So Spartan for me, app data, local low, game labs, Ultimate Admiral, and then you would choose the bin file or the JSON file. So the save 1 JSON. It'll load it in, and it takes a second to load. Once it loads it in, you can see that it has edit players, edit tech years. You can go in and edit like province battles and stuff. It takes a little getting used to, but once you figure it out, it's really not that difficult. I highly recommend you use the table view rather than the text view because, I mean, let's be honest, good luck figuring that mess out. You could do the tree view if you want, but table view just kind of makes things a little bit easier. What you'll do is you'll say, click on something like this. You can see that the username or the user is always going to be the 0 country. Whatever country you're playing as will always be at the top of the list. And you'll see, is main true? And it tells you is a major nation. Okay. You got all sorts of options you can go through. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm not going to show you how to edit everything. This is just a basic tutorial. If you want to get into this, you'll have to spend the time to learn it like I am. I am definitely not an expert, but I have managed to figure out some small things. I will show you like a little quick thing about province battles. So if you're having trouble with your country, like initiating a province battle or something, if you've got a province battle anywhere on the map, you'll notice that on this list, Like currently we have the province battle going on for Mongolia and northern China, and as well as northeastern China versus northern China. It's always going to be the attacker is the first in the syntax, as well, and then the defender. So the attacker is northeast China, okay, and then underscore defender. So we're attacking northern China, and this is the province, right? Then the value of the attacker, you would be the country. So whatever country owns northeast China, which is Japan, versus whatever country is the defender or owns the province of the defender, which is Germany. Okay. And then the value over here of the attacker, you would be all lowercase northeast underscore instead of space China. And then value for the defender, northern underscore China. Okay. And you can figure all this out like for yourself. Like it's pretty simple. You can see all the other like ways this is. I just kind of going over it real quick, but you can see that it shows the troops for the attacker and the defender is that they've lost. It shows their amount that they've progressed. Like you could swap this to 100% if you wanted to take the territory. Obviously, it would force you to end up taking the territory on the next turn, so you'd have to forward a month. But the other thing to remember is you need to have an army, and the army is the hard part. But what I've done to kind of get around this when I wanted to kind of cheese the system to grab some of those territories that we weren't initiating on early on was you just copy paste if you've got another like battle going on. So I would copy this and paste. If the defending country that you're attacking is a neutral country and you copy paste an army from, say, the Germans will flee on the next turn, so they won't participate in the battle. They will return home. So just a little something for you guys if you guys are interested in figuring out a little bit of how to mod your game saves. I know it's kind of random, but just a little bit. It's a lot to take in. But and that's why I say highly recommend if you're gonna do it, just do it with care. Back up your game saves. Don't do anything stupid because it is possible to completely ruin your game. Also, I actually forgot. I should have showed you guys what you'll do. Crap. Let me pull that back up. I forgot to show you guys how to save it. All right. Now that we're back into the scene, what you would do, you can notice that it actually still has our recent one that we opened here. What you'll do is if you make any sort of adjustments to it, save it. Okay? You'll go here to the little save icon, save to disk. It'll ask you if you want to save it, enter a name for document. Always keep it the same, so save _1, keep as is, the indentation. It'll save to your browser download folder, and then you drag it from your download folder back into this folder right here. Simple as that. And then once you get back in, you simply go up to the same star, and then you can click convert the JSON to bin. And it's that simple. So hopefully this helps. I know it's a little awkward. I probably should just make a separate standalone video for this. See if people are interested in how to do this sort of stuff. But I hope you guys enjoy. I can't wait to see you guys sending me. Don't forget, if you guys do want to send me those shared designs, send them to me at SpartanElite43@gmail.com. And I will put all those shared designs into our share designs for the community, and in future campaigns we will see those ships start to pop in, and you'll never know. You might run into your own ship someday on stream. I might have to fight them. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. I really am. So I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow night around 9 p.m. Ultimate Admiral again. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.